Hello and welcome to the Adventures on Silvernail. Welcome to our pirate not one shop. There's multiple shops. Any fucking way. Welcome to our pirate one shot in Silvernail tonight called Booty's Edge. I have 5 players here with me and we're all gonna play some D&D. So let's introduce them. I got Kitkat, I got Zevi, I got Michael, I got Meg, and I got Evan. How the effing turd blossom are you all?
Struggling.
Oh.
Yes.
Hoping our Wi-Fi stays on tonight.
Yes, okay, we are struggling major with Wi-Fi, so if you're with us live and we cut out or anything, I'm so sorry. When we put this up on YouTube, it'll be all one video. Alright, so this is an R-rated stream, just like every Silvernail stream, so we might say some things like arse, things like that to offend you. Sorry, run for cover. Also,
Not sorry.
Yeah, sorry, not sorry. Also, there is, if you're watching us on Twitch, there's a thing called Rooter, or channel points. If you watch enough, you earn a lot of Rooter, and then you can, while we are live on stream, you can spend that Rooter to buy things that will happen in the game, such as storms, bad luck, good luck, anything like that. So, as you're watching, see how much you've got, and put your little hands in our game and mess things up. It's really, really fun. All right, are we ready to get into this?
Let's go.
Let's do it. All right. Pirates at sea are gut-wrenching scourges, cutthroat salty dogs, and piss-smelly poachers, but not in the Asmar docks. Here they are behaved. Here they are traders and respectful contributors to our economy. The Vael Kingdom and Queen Adrora make sure of that. Guards at every dock post, shakedowns on the outskirts of town. Putting it short, you don't get to be a pirate in the Asmar docks. Unless, of course, you just had to. Secret tavern conversations, dark alleyway whispers, candle-lit threats. A creaky door opens, and a rat scurries across a moldy, damp wooden floor. The tavern music wafts in the air as if in a dream you're trying to remember. An old freckled dwarf emerges from the darkness, his lip partially removed, most likely due to something aquatic. His frithered fingers produce an agreement already signed by this motley crew. All of you. If and you need a reminder, it reads as such. Okay, it reads, Captain Audath Trutheye and his crew shall man the small galleon called the Crimson Secret to the Booty's Edge and return with all the fabled treasure. Upon successful return with the treasure, the Crimson Secret shall be rewarded to Captain Trutheye and his crew along with half said booty. Captain Trutheye, can you tell us what you be looking like?
I can. Captain Trutheye is a 7'3", 332-pound Goliath. He has a shaved head. His skin is like slate gray, and all over his body he has this very simplistic, almost like cave painting tribal tattoos of tentacles all over his body.
Ooh.
He also has several gold teeth, and he's missing a chunk of his ear, of his left ear. And he's probably pretty scarred up, too.
And the quartermaster, Freya Fastwhistle.
That's me. Freya Fastwhistle is a halfling, so she's very small and easy to miss. She's an artificer. She likes to magically enhance herself so she's just as quick and strong as everyone else, even though she's not physically. She uses her magic for that. The ship is the most important thing. It's her baby. She served under the captain before this one, and now this one. Doesn't matter who's in charge, just as long as her ship is okay. So she's often walking around with, grease smeared on her, like sawdust. Evidence that she's just playing with stuff, tinkering with things all the time.
All right, perfect. And Master Gunner, or we'll start Carpenter, Gilded Claws.
Gilded Claws is a tabaxi about 2 inches short of 6 foot. Her weight is hard to determine since she is covered in thick, pale gold fur that kind of masks whether she is actually large or quite slim. She studies in the College of Creation, so it is rare to see her actually lift her own paws to do anything instead of one of her little makeshift minions, though you can usually catch her by a fire or sunbathing as she lazily strums her claws against her moon.
Perfect. And now the Master Gunner, Beatrice Lee.
Yes, so Beatrice Ray is a fairly petite little woman. She has sun-bleached blonde hair and has tanned skin. She's a little bit on the shorter side for a human. She's about 5'2", so she's a little bit shorter. Very petite frame. But Lord, can Beatrice Lee hold her liquor because she is constantly drinking out of her bottle of rum. It is like her absolute best friend. So basically the two things that matter to her most is protecting her ship by making things go boom, and then also her rum.
Fantastic, and last but certainly not least, the head rigger, Emrys Penn.
So Emrys is about 5'7", with hair about a little bit shorter, longer than shoulder length, with one side shaved off. They're a half elf, and kind of just like clothes that are just casual but also kind of fancy at the same time. And they've been on a past ship before. They've explored a while. They're athletic. They have an athletic build. Gotta pull themselves up and stuff like that. So, you got that going on.
Perfect. All right. In addition, you will all be aided by 5 shard mines as part of your crew, along with 30 cannonballs and 3 weeks' rations each. He looks over at your captain and says, I'll let you, Captain, explain what a shard mine is if you're unfamiliar. All right. Listen up, pirates. Your shard mines are trained on the rigs, and so there's no need to worry about their skill. Your map is on the table on the ship. You're going to see scribbling all over it, because I've learned some new details since the last crew who attempted this dangerous trek. As you can probably guess, they didn't make it. Before I show you to the Crimson Secret, any questions?
Can I use the bathroom?
Yes, go ahead. There's a corner right there.
Will there be rum?
You'd be needing to provide that yourself. Any other questions?
Tell me a little bit more detail about this treasure we're after.
It's called the Booty's Edge. The rumor and fable is a long time, a mysterious figure took his treasure far, far away to the edge of the world where the water clean drops off to nothingness. And right as he reached the edge and saw he was doomed, abandoned his treasure off ship. And there it sits at the bottom of the ocean and the silver seas right before you fall off.
Is it true that it is in peace?
True that is what?
That the treasure is in one piece.
It is true.
How do you know? If you've never reached it.
Just the rumor. The fables, even.
Rumor or not, I'm quite interested, because either we will live to see it, or we will die and I will have quite the ballad to write about it.
How
No.
will you write a ballad if you're dead?
Ghost ballad?
But does a wizard continue to cast spells after death? You find a way.
That's weird.
Yeah, I don't
But
think
I
they
like
do, usually.
Death finds a way.
Good luck with that. All right, let's go. He's going to take you out of this secret room up, and the Asmar docks is very nice. There are guards around. You see different shard mines going around, which are these pure crystal figures. Most of them seem this like bright red, obviously doing what everybody else wants them to do. He's going to go to like a small group of 5 shard mines, motion them this way. He's going to take you around a corner to this relatively small compared to other galleons. It's got big purple flags, and he looks up and says, "This is your ship. The bow has a built-in magical beacon that will turn the ship around and return it to this dock unmanned if something were to go wrong and you all be killed. And trust me, many crews before you have tried and never touched the booty or its edge. You'll be going through rough waters until they reach the end of the world. That's where you'll find the treasure. Good luck." And he's
we don't
gonna...
need to look where we're going.
And he scurries off as you look at the galleon.
Bye.
All right. Captain Audath will look over the ship for a moment and then head up the gangplank. Freya, give it a once-over.
Freya will approach and investigate. Take a look-see.
Sure, roll an investigation check for any minute, interesting details, but I'll give you some general right now. It's got an upper deck. It's got 2 cannons on each side, and the front it's got a harpoon. It's got 2 masts with sails. It's a relatively small galleon. It's got a middle floor under the main deck that's got the table with the map and some beds and stuff, and then the floor underneath it that's got hammocks for everyone, including the cannons and the food. And what was the investigation check?
22.
Ooh. Okay, so at first it doesn't seem like anything too special. On the main deck there is a raised platform, maybe about 1.5 feet, and it's got like a wooden bowl in it. And at first it may just look like some sort of decoration, but now you're noticing it might be some sort of like bathing bath or something that holds a big vat of liquid or something. Just this strange circular bowl on the main deck that's built into the deck.
I'm gonna guess that comes back later.
This is where you put the rum, right?
Rum party, rum bath,
Could be used for transporting merfolk.
Rum?
Oh,
rum bath.
fish people, you say?
Yes, merfolk.
Which people?
Fish people.
Ah,
Are the shard mine on board as well?
Yes, they have followed you up, and they've already started bringing up the bridge onto the ship, and everyone's waiting on. They're waiting on a command.
Yeah. All right. Audath will look out over the crew and the shard mine. Raise anchor and make ready to unfurl the rigging.
Shard might go over to the big wheel on the main deck. They each take one of the 4 rows and just start spinning it around, so you hear the anchor coming up from the ground.
Audath will take his place at the helm.
And what are you doing, Rigger?
I'm getting ready to unfurl the the sails upon order.
You've done this many times. You're professional. You pull on those ropes, pull the sails. Beautifully done. With ease.
Captain, sails ahoy.
All right. The 5th shard mine will be the navigator. He will point the way towards the edge of the world.
We don't have a compass mounted to the railing really conveniently close to the steering wheel.
No, unfortunately, the shard mine has his stars and sun map.
Nobody.
Dead cheap ship.
Clearly, none of these shard mine have played Sea of Thieves.
Yeah. But you're on your way, so you have some time as the ship is going.
Yeah, I'd like to set the rudder and then take a look at the map.
All right, I'll go ahead and show everybody the map.
Freya will bring her cartographer's tools over, just in case
Ooh.
they're helpful.
All right, there you go. That is your edge of the world map. You'll see there are some islands on it and then scribblings in red. You are the ship at the very bottom of that map.
Headed north.
Yes, so headed north.
Headed
In
north.
actuality, you'd be heading west, but on this
West,
map, you're heading
yeah.
north.
Yeah, I got you. Okay. Do we know anything about the scribblings on the map specifically?
Nope.
Well, that one looks like a shipwreck.
And that one looks like a mermaid.
And that one looks like a sea monster.
Merfolk.
And I'm guessing these are like whirlpools.
Sorry,
or something.
Merfolk.
What's this one down here, though? Island banter.
Perhaps some kind of siren.
Hmm. Well, what do we think? It's a democracy.
Hmm.
Anyone?
It's a lot to look at here. Hold on.
Welcome
don't
to our
have-
silent one shot.
Near the top, at where it says Edge of the World, there seems to be some coordinates that are missing at the
Yeah.
end.
I noticed that.
We might have to fill those in to get what we need.
Means we're gonna have to find somebody to talk to.
Well, X marks the spot, and there are 3 X's there on the map, and we are missing 3 things at the end of the coordinates.
There are
Goodbye.
3 X's. Oh, are those tiny things X's too?
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't even see that.
Seems to be
I'm too short.
two X's on 2 X's on Danny's Cove and
And then one in the mermaid. Oh, yeah,
right.
I saw that one. All right, well, let's head to the X's and see what they yield.
Which
Yup.
X first?
Probably the one closest behind the mermaids.
In the interest of saving time, that would make the most sense. So let's set our heading for Mermaid's Pool.
All right, riggers start moving those sails. Captain turns the wheel and takes off towards the mermaid's pool. You're getting closer and closer to the island. What do you want to do?
What can we see?
Pull out my
A
telescope.
beautiful tropical island where it looks like you can obviously see through palm trees where there's a big oasis in the middle.
Is there a safe place to port? Captain?
1 second. Evan, can you turn off that stream watch?
Yep, sorry, I didn't know if Kitkat could see the map, so I was gonna put it up for her.
Oh, Kitkat, are you not on Roll20?
I am on Roll20. I am just on the mobile version only because I don't really have a desktop for it.
Ooh.
Yeah.
First mistake. We're not sponsored by Roll20, so I can say they suck.
Yeah, the mobile app is pretty dreadful.
It will never be sponsored
I
now.
sympathize.
If anyone has a PNG they want to drop for me.
You can use your browser to log on to Roll20, and it's still very, very clunky, but at least you can see all the maps.
I can get you a PNG.
Let's go here.
While this is happening,
We're headed to Mermaid's Pool. I guess once we get close enough to the island, is there a rowboat to take ashore?
On the back of the galleon.
Yes. Okay.
Perfect.
So once we get close enough to island, we'll drop anchor, give orders to the shard mine to stand guard.
All right.
And who's going ashore? We all going ashore? I assume, unless somebody literally wants to spend the whole game on the boat.
I have a flask. I'm good to go, sure.
I'm good to go.
Good.
I got a navigator's tool set.
Okay. All right.
All right. The shard mines drop anchor. The galleon is a good, 100 feet from the shore to avoid all the rocks and stuff. And you get on the small little boat and start rowing out. All right. Who is going to the mermaid's pool?
Yo.
All right.
It's all good.
Getting close to the mermaid's pool, you see there are dead skeletal bodies around the edges. This pool is full of mermaids, and in the middle is a pedestal with a glowing, looks like Merfolk statue.
Okay, so we gotta cross the water somehow to get to that, right?
Does the water look fairly shallow?
It's very dark and seems like there's different light moving around inside, and you hear the singing sirens of these merfolk. But as you guys kind of get close to shore, you see the top of their heads kind of come out, and they do not look friendly.
Are those skeletons on the shore too?
Yes. Is my
Gonna
microphone
draw
not
my
working?
cutlass.
All right, I'm reading.
Who's for some diplomacy?
I'm gonna draw my cutlass and I say, those damn skeletons haunting my dreams again. I'm just gonna look around at everybody else, and I guess Beatrice is just gonna run forward and attack one of the skeletons. Arrgh!
All right, she
Investigate.
runs in her drunken state and stabs down on a dead skeletal body. That'll teach ya. It continues to
I think
be
you
dead.
got him.
Oh,
You
good
got
job.
them.
I am victorious, and I just put my cutlass back in my. I'm looking very proud of myself.
Good job.
Very good, very good.
So
You know-
I would like to kind of get to. Let's see. Where are we? Are we on the map? We're not on the map.
No,
I
you're
want
just walking around the edges.
as close as I can to
Sure.
the water. And like you said, it's up on a pedestal. Is the pedestal just literally just coming out of the water?
Yeah, there's like a little bit of land coming up from the water, and then like a pedestal on it.
And it's a statue, you said?
Yeah, it's about like a foot tall.
Okay. Let me just. Sorry, I have a lot of stuff that's new, and I'm like, well, okay, let me make sure I can do this. So I
Why?
have an ability that I can summon tentacles to fight for me. So I'm curious if I can summon a tentacle to just grab the statue.
Does it say anything beyond like fight for you? What does it say? Give me the description.
You magically summon a spectral tentacle that can strike your foes. As a bonus in action, you create 10-foot long tentacle at a point you can see within 60 feet. Tentacle lasts for 1 minute, or if I use a different feature, I can only use one of these features at a time. You can make a melee attack at 10 feet that does 1d damage with cold. It has a
Clearly more capable than my mage hand.
You can move it 30 feet.
Yeah, it doesn't sound intelligent enough to like grab it and throw it back to you, so it's just an attacker.
Okay.
You're a Lowy from League of Legends.
I'm just trying to make sure I read all the things that I can do to make sure.
The merfolk are getting closer to the pedestal, very cautious of this group approaching.
Should we try talking to him?
We have not done that.
I mean, we can try.
We've attacked a skeleton and summoned a tentacle.
Kick his ass.
Kick his freaking butt. Anything at all.
Maybe if a Gilded Claw sang a song to them, they'd want to be our friend.
I could.
Can I just dimension door to the pedestal
Sure.
and grab it and dimension door back?
Roll a dexterity saving throw.
Okay. Check what my dex is. No bad. That's a dirty 20.
Oh, yeah, you grab it. Dimension door, pick it up. As soon as you get there and reach it, they all screech and start swimming fast towards you. But I guess you'd use the dimension door again and get the hell out of there.
Yeah.
All right, you've got it. Roll an insight check.
Ooh, not good at this. Yeah, it's only an 8.
Hey,
Okay.
wait, but you can, I can react and add my intelligence modifier for you with
Oh.
a splash of genius.
Sweet.
She's like, pss, 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 pss.
Lay it on me. What's your modifier?
Ooh, a 4?
Yeah.
10,
So
11,
that's 12.
That's good enough. Before it was nothing, but now it's good enough to know that you don't feel so good. As you've gotten a little bit further from the pedestal, you feel weird, but you can't really describe how. First, it's just like a stomach ache. But
Okay.
other than that,
Well,
you're fine.
I'm going to invoke my Eldritch Sight feature and cast Detect Magic.
Yes, it is a cursed magical item. And the further it gets from that pedestal, the more sick you will become. For every...
If somebody else has something that I have something I can do, but I want to give somebody else an opportunity to do something.
I mean, I don't know how much
magic.
more it will tell us, but I could cast Identify.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
Maybe we would learn
Identify
some
tells you the
about
school.
how to take it.
Okay, yeah, it would tell her the school. Yeah.
It's like
All the properties, how to use it, whether it requires attunement, how many charges it has, if any spells are, what the spells are affecting the item, if they have spells.
Okay. It is a cursed item that requires no attunement. And whoever touches it, the further it gets away from its pedestal, the more necrotic damage it does, plus blindness.
Ooh.
Okay.
Oops.
So yeah, does anybody have anything else they want to do? Because I can do something.
Are there like any
I-
inscriptions or anything like that on the statue?
Yeah, can we take a closer look at it?
Yeah, what languages do you guys speak?
Aquan and Common.
Yes,
And
and
Ancient.
Aquan on the bottom, it says, they who steal from the merfolk will never see anyone again.
Anything else?
Nope, that's it. They're to the point.
I have a question.
Do we see any
Could
sort of
we-
like lever or key or hole or button?
Nope. Not on the pedestal or the statue.
Could it be returned and then picked back up with not touching it with bare skin? Would that negate an effect?
It's a good thought. You can try it.
Return with the same way you got it,
Yeah,
and then pick up again with like hand covering.
I'm just gonna cast Remove Curse.
There you go. I was gonna say I have lesser restoration too if you need
That
your
works
set
too.
back.
Nice.
Cool. You keep that in your back pocket.
Nice.
But I figured we'd try. So I'll just cast Remove Curse
It,
On yourself or the item?
on the item.
can you remove curse on an item?
Mm-hmm.
Nice. Curse removed. Dun 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 dun.
Dun, dun, dun.
Now, what do we do with it?
It's a great fucking question that I do not possess the answer to.
You
Hell
could
yeah,
never
there's gotta
get
be
that.
some sort of like secret compartment or clue.
Or it's a key to something.
Yeah.
That is a very good idea. I think it might just be a key.
That's my thinking.
Maybe move on to the next X on the map.
How small is it?
Yeah, I mean, I'm
tall.
guessing it's like, yeah.
Okay. You say statue and I think something big.
Holy.
Is there anything else on the island besides
Do
this?
it.
Huh?
Is it just this stuff on the island that we're on?
It's just like beachy.
Yeah, beaches
just
and
like-
bushes and rocks and sand and palm trees.
So nothing it would go with. Besides the pet.
Roll a perception check.
I'm also going to check all of the bodies on the shore.
Okay,
'cause
sure.
I'm a pirate and I never play
Perce-
characters that do that kind of shit.
Perception checks all around. What?
Hey, perception all
14?
around.
No, you don't see anything.
19.
Oh, you definitely don't see anything.
There's nothing on the bodies? Nat 20!
Yeah, so
15.
you don't see any secret anythings. I mean, I will say that the quartermaster and the captain here see a couple bags of, like, 2 pieces of gold. I'll say 3 bags of 2 pieces of gold and like some really rusty short swords.
Hey, gold is gold, baby.
Gold is
Like,
gold.
I'll put it in my bag of holding.
Oh, nice. You've already got some booty. That's great.
And that's what
I
we're
can also conjure a bag of holding.
heading towards the next X on the map makes the most sense. If nothing else, maybe this will fetch a pretty penny when we get back.
Across to the cove, then. Are we just taking our rowboat, I would assume?
There's too much open water in between.
Is not... what is the scale of the map?
You can't see those from the island. You can't see those on the island.
If we can't see them on the horizon, then it's too far.
As long as we stay away from those whirlpools, I think we'll be good.
Yeah, I think we head, along the eastern coast or the eastern or western side of Dark Island.
And with our plunder, we probably don't want to spend too much time on the waters, especially in a little dinghy.
Especially after doing this.
So
Steal
we'll
it.
head back to the ship and make way for the next X at the southern part of the island.
All right, back on the ship you go.
I remember this map.
Me too.
Dun-dun-dun-dun. You get on the ship and start taking off north as you start going more that way, west, I guess I should say. You get closer and closer to the small little island that's near that island. Everything's slowly getting darker and darker the further you go that way. With that knowledge, what do you want to do? Like the sky is getting darker.
Darker above Dark Island.
I know, right?
I know Well, we're gonna avoid
So
going.
one
that way.
shot. There's no subtlety.
I know. Yeah, no. We don't have time for subtlety. No, we're gonna avoid that obviously, and just head as as in the middle there as we can, till we get to the shore of the next island.
All right.
Island.
The navigator would be one of the shard mines, I guess. Does anyone want to help him? Anyone with more navigating? Because this isn't a PC.
I can.
You want to help
Would
navigate?
you like some rum?
I can.
Yeah, I have a navigator's tool set.
Nice.
Oh, perfect! Because the shard mine tells you that this is kind of tricky. He's never gone to a really unnaturally dark place like this, either this way or towards the whirlpools, and kind of skate through it. But it's still really dark. So, do you want to take a shot at this navigational stuff?
Sure, I can use my tool set and my spyglass to help avoid things that pop up.
Go ahead and use that navigational tool set because you're proficient in it as well.
Yeah.
Tell me what you get.
Okay. At 12.
No, it's pretty good. You don't really land at the part of the island that you thought. Things are still pretty dark, but you kind of hit some rocks kind of on the bottom of your galleon a little bit. But you can see a little bit. You actually got right up to the shore of this island of what's it called?
Danny's Cove.
Danny's Cove. But you do hear that you hit some rocks a little bit. So you are on the Danny's Cove, and as soon as you step off the galleon or through your rowboat to get onto the island, light seems to appear from on the island, like you've gone through a magical barrier of darkness.
Before we leave the boat, I wanted to tell some of the shard mines to go under and check and see if there was any damage.
Okay.
Sorry about that, guys. A little bumpy, but we got it here.
One of them comes up and says, yeah, there's 2 holes on the bottom floor that some water's leaking in.
Then I'll go ahead and have them patch those up.
They tell you they'll try, but they're not too handy at that. If we could use some help from the carpenter.
Aye, aye.
All right, carpenter. What tools do you have?
I don't exactly know.
You know,
I have navigator's tools too. I forgot.
Played once with a family member.
You what?
I played once with a family member, and they already had like character sheets. So
you probably have carpenter's tools and then one other artisan tool set.
You definitely, if you have the carpenter, you're gonna have carpenter's tools. All right, so you have the carpenter's tools. Would be a dexterity. Go down there and with advantage, because the shard mine aren't gonna help you to patch up those holes. Roll a sleight of hand check with advantage.
all right, let's go ahead here. 14.
Oh yeah, you guys hear some Bob the Builder music going on down below that ship. She pulls herself together. Quartermaster needed to go check for herself.
Yeah, I took my wood carving tools just to make sure it was done right.
Perfect. The ship is patched.
Hey, I promise I didn't just sit there and, use my claws for this.
Scratching the wood.
I mean, it'd be good for whittling.
20 karat gold. They don't call me Gilded Claws for nothing.
All right, so now that that's done, we'll head out and head to the magical darkness.
All right, but on the island is past the darkness. Darkness stops at like the shore. So as you get on, it's a bright, sunny day on the island. You're looking for these two X's. Everybody, give me either a nature or an investigation check, whichever is best for you.
Definitely investigation.
Yeah, I'll go with investigation.
All right, perfect.
Nature is -1.
It's an 18.
22.
Ooh,
Nice.
okay.
19.
Okay.
11.
And
More
what did you get, Quartermaster?
15.
All right, so Beatrice Lee finds this northern spot where she's pretty sure the treasure is, and Emrys brings the captain over and says she's pretty much found the one on the southern side.
Got this one here, Captain.
All right.
Is it something that's like buried in the ground?
A little bumpy over here. There's a raised dirt patch.
Yeah, I mean, I'm imagining we'll have to dig it up, right?
Our dig
Aye, aye,
further.
Captain.
All
I guess
right.
I'm just gonna take my hands and start scooping.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like a shovel in the.
But then I'm gonna start pulling out my rum bottle, and I'm gonna break one of my empty rum bottles, and I'm just gonna use it to scoop the dirt and just kind of throw it over my head.
All right,
So
cool. She starts going to town with balls and broken rum bottle. The captain's like, "Nah, I gotta go check the ship for a shovel."
Yeah, I'm gonna go check the dinghy and see if there's there's usually a toolbox.
As you get close to the shore, you can't really see the darkness, and you just see like the bow of the ship just sticking out of the darkness a little bit. One of the shard mines is on the front. He's just like pointing at the little boat, and you're like, yeah. And then pull out this big shovel.
All right, go back and dig.
So as you guys are digging, maybe about 25 minutes, deep down, you both find a map. Funny enough, your maps look very similar.
To
Two
the
different. Oh,
one on the ship, you mean?
No, just like
Or to each other?
that, similar to each other.
I bet that there's a difference in the map, and maybe we can find the difference, and that's where we're supposed to look.
Yeah, I already
I
found
feel like
one.
you're right, Beatrice.
Oh, snap. I'm not even looking at the visuals.
I already found one difference.
Well, what'd you
real
find,
good.
Captain?
I'm good at these kind of puzzles. On the one on the left, there's a box. It's kind of on the left-hand side, behind some statue broken thing, and then on the other map, the box is closer to the boulders.
Did I?
Again,
What?
don't know what the significance of that difference is, but that's the difference.
What are you talking about?
I see what you mean, Captain.
I'll ping it. Are you on the map?
Oh,
Yeah.
I see that.
All right.
Mhm.
So that box on this map is there,
Okay.
and it's up here on
can't
the.
See both of them and have it be close enough for me to tell the difference.
The one you can see is in a different place on the other map.
Got you.
On the
Did I,
uh,
back of
Captain?
each paper, on the back of each map, it says "No Man's Cry."
No Man's Cry. That's one of that. So this is a map of No Man's Cry. Yeah,
I guess that's our next
the other
destination.
island.
Sounds like siren shenanigans right there. Cry of no man.
I am no man.
No man's cry. Do we want? So we did we find both of these X's? And the map, there was one of these maps was in both of them.
Yep, one of those maps was
Yeah.
in one of the
Okay.
maps in the other.
Oh,
Gotcha.
okay. So
Okay.
then
I was a little
we
confused.
follow
too.
them over to the next island.
Yeah,
Okay.
then we head to No Man's Cry.
All right,
go.
here we go. Back to the ship.
All
Let's
right,
roll out.
back on the ship. Describe how you're manning it. Describe how you're going.
I'm
We're
tying
gonna
down the cannons.
I'm opening the sails.
swing it around and head through this channel to head east. Or no, this would be north.
Yeah, this
South.
Head
very
north.
confusing.
Head north towards No Man's Cry.
Oh yeah, northwest.
All right, as you're going, you're sailing for a bit. It's a beautiful day. There's birds flying over. Where did they come from? I guess they're on an island somewhere. You see from different directions, the waters are rippling around your ship.
Oh no. Oh no, it's a monster. It's definitely a
Oh
monster.
dear, guys!
You
I think we
see-
should hold on and be ready.
The
Load
fins
the cannons.
in and out of the water on multiple sides.
Oh,
Is it? Is it?
Is it a kraken?
Or a megalodon?
Welcome to the one shot. Y'all die.
That would be some shit.
What'd you say, Kitkat?
I was feeling calamari, but not like this.
The galleon rocks a little bit.
Can I climb up to the top of this, to the top of the middle pole and use my spyglass to look out
Yes.
to see if I can get better?
Roll
Uh,
your navigator's tools. Yeah. For a good old bird's eye view in the crow's nest.
I have a question: what kind of food stuffs are in our rations? Is there any kind of meat?
No, it's like porridge mesh you gotta add water to and like stale cracker bread.
I got 17.
You see either 4 sea serpents or one very long sea serpent all the way around the ship.
Hey
Okay.
guys, we might have a problem, or we might have multiple problems. One of them's just bigger than the other.
I'm gonna start loading
I'm gonna
cannonballs.
bark an order at the
Okay.
shard mine to ready the cannons.
All right, the captain yells out from the top. The master
Until the
gunner,
gunners get in place because some of y'all are gunners.
master gunner is already on it. Shard mites are behind her, handing her cannonballs. She's got
I'm
both
just,
sides.
One hand full of cannonballs and one hand with my flask on it, and I'm just expertly tossing cannonballs into the cannon as I'm drinking my rum. Here we go again.
As
See,
a
actually, one
an innate action, the captain casts mage armor on himself.
Boosting that AC.
Yeah.
All right, as she's loading in, you find that the whole ship starts to turn a little bit because as these things are swimming around, it's rippling the water in this like tiny whirlpool a little bit, so it's moving around. All right, the
I
initiative.
climbed down.
All
I
right,
climbed down.
cool. Everybody will get a turn. You can use your action to use a cannon if you would like, but after everyone goes. Then you can. Sorry, Jess is messaging me on Facebook, distracting me. Then whatever is happening will happen. So everybody, roll initiative.
Ooh, nat 20.
Nice.
17.
9.
23.
13.
Okay, stop messaging me, Jess. Stop. It makes noise on my stream. All right. So Captain got a nat 20. What did you get, Beatrice?
13.
Okay.
I got a 9.
All right. Emrys got a 9.
17.
17 for Freya. And what about Gilded Claws?
Sorry, it's giving me an error message.
What in the world?
Damn dice!
I rolled an 11.
11. Okay. So, it will be the Captain, Freya, Beatrice, Gilded, and Emrys. Captain, you go first.
Cool. Captain goes first. All right. How far away is the closest creature?
It's like 30 feet on all sides.
Okay.
Pretty big looking monsters.
Then I'm gonna whip an Eldritch Blast
Ooh.
at the closest one.
Thanks for the raid, Lion Eagle.
Whoa!
All right, from the top of the ship, the captain cast Eldritch Blast.
That is 19.
Shoots from your hand above the water. The water splits around it. Blast, and you see this head rise up. Nice hit right in the throat. Roll your damage.
14 points of force damage.
Ooh, 14
Nice.
on the monster. All right, anything else as the music swells dramatically?
No, that's it.
All right, Freya, the quartermaster.
Can we see if are any two of them or more within 10 feet of each other?
You can't really tell from their positioning and the way the water's moving. You can't really see through it because it's rippling so much. You can't tell if it's like the back of one and then goes under the water and then like the tail of another. But you can see the parts that are showing are further apart than that. Like they're not within 10 feet, even if they,
Gotcha.
you don't know if they're the same or not. But
Gotcha. Well, then I'm just gonna point at a spot where I can see them above the water, and I'm
Yeah.
gonna cast Shatter.
ooh,
A sudden loud ringing noise emanates from a 10-foot radius sphere on a spot of the creature/creatures, and they need to make a Constitution saving throw.
all right. First monster roll of the night. Ooh, that is a 9.
Ain't gonna cut it.
Ooh, what happens?
Ain't gonna cut it. So 3d8 thunder damage.
Ooh.
1.
It's like a dark green sea serpent too. Really dark with scaly fins all along the back or tail, whatever it is.
Why did I think it was purple? I was imagining it purple.
It's got some purple on it too.
I got blue.
There's also blue.
All right, we got 18 points of thunder
Oh,
damage.
Nice.
you see where the water is? It just kind of shakes a little bit. 18 more points of damage. You hear some thunder coming from underground. Anything else?
No, I think that's it.
Okay, cool. Beatrice.
Beatrice is gonna run up to one of the cannons and aim, and boom!
All right. Roll. You are a master gunner, so I'll give you a +4 to just an attack, a dexterity attack.
17.
Oh, huge hit! It goes through the monster.
Yeah.
All right. What?
Woo.
What weapon
And what
do you
damage
have?
do I roll?
It'll
I'm
be.
just using the cannon and a cannonball, so how much damage would that be?
It'll be a bludgeoning, and it's 3d6.
3d6. Okay, so. Whoa. Whoa, 15 points.
Oh my golly, that is a lot of damage. 13, 14, 15, 16, 17.
A 6, a 6, and a 3.
Okay, cool. Anything else?
That's it.
All right, now around the
Whoa.
swirling, you see some purple, green, blue blood. All right.
Can I actually use my bonus action to like reload the cannon, or are there Charmaine standing by to do that?
You'd have to use an action to do it.
I I run to another cannon.
Okay, cool.
Next turn.
Yeah, I'm assuming the shard mine would load it behind you.
Sure. Gilded Claws.
Alrighty. So I want to go ahead and use the skill Performance. It's a giant snake, right? So you can charm it with music.
You can always try.
I like that initiative.
Yes.
Alrighty.
You can do it.
10 and...
Arr. Would you like some rum first?
Alrighty.
Have a shot of courage.
Okay, you cannot have a conversation with the Gilded Claws.
Alright, I got 22.
On performance?
Yeah.
What are you singing?
You know what? A rendition of Frank Sinatra's Witchcraft.
Oh. All right, everybody, the smoke of the cannon goes off, floating onto the main deck as the captain's coming down the stairs, and you just see the Tabaxi Gilded Claws coming out of the smoke as if in Vegas, and belts out this Frank Sinatra song. You hear from under the water, and the water starts to still. Combat is over.
Yes. That's awesome.
The ship continues moving. If you want to correct course or whatever you want to do, because it did spin a little bit.
Yeah, we'll correct course to get back towards No Man's Cry.
All right. As you take off towards No Man's Cry, it's easy to see. You get it right up to the shore, and you can, throw down the anchor just like before.
Okay, let's go.
All right, take it.
Towards the sea serpent as we leave.
As the ship's going on, you go to the back of the main deck and look back, and you just see the head of this purple, blue, green serpent. All right, you have gotten to No Man's Cry Island. What do we want to do?
Okay, I guess we're gonna head to that box.
So, you know, I'll head to the box on my map. You head to the box on your map.
I'll head to the box on the right map.
On the right side. Okay.
So I'll go left.
All right. So the captain gets to a spot where it's just like a grassy ground with a few bushes around it, and Freya gets to what looks like a well.
I'll do some digging, see if there's anything buried here.
All right. He's going to town digging.
Does the
Gonna
well
dig.
have like a rope going?
It does. It has a bucket with a rope on it.
Okay, send me down in the bucket.
I'll go. I'm with
What
Freya.
type?
Helping.
I'm very small. Send me down in the bucket.
I send Freya down in the bucket.
Okay. Roll a athletics check.
Cool.
Which one of us?
Her. You're just holding on.
Yeah, I'm just sitting in the bucket.
18.
Athletics tech.
Yeah,
How fast the descent is.
You're getting her down there. It starts to get really, really dark the further you go down before it's
Ah, it's a good thing I'm gonna cast Dark Vision.
perfect. As you cast Dark Vision in the complete darkness, in front of you, down at the bottom of the well, where it looks like there's some like underground stream that you could crawl in it, but on the walls there seems to be these wood panels. Let me get you your new map. Wait. I don't think I did this right. Oh no. Oh, okay. Yes. You see this picture of what looks to be a shard mine sketched into the wall, and it looks like he is just looking up at this big archway around him.
Okay. So what's with the archway?
Looks kind of
Feel on it?
crackly.
Got any like hidden compartments or loose stone or anything?
As you push on the right, a stone goes in, and it opens up a pathway underneath this little stream in this dark tunnel.
You good down there?
I mean, I should maybe have backup, but I don't know if anyone else is small enough.
Yeah,
But
no, I
this
don't
one
think they-
underneath the stream opens up, so at least like 4 feet tall. And with your
And
dark
any of-
vision, you can see it goes on a ways before it becomes dim and then past your darkness.
I could probably slip down there. I mean, I'm mostly fur.
Captain finds nothing after digging for a good 10, 15 minutes.
Sorry, Cap. All right, come on, Tabaxi, let's go.
I'll lower the other one down too.
Okay. Wait, athletics check. What a funny fail.
Oh no!
That's a not natural 20.
There is no failing. You, again, elevator service supreme. The Tabaxi is down there with Freya.
I strike a pose as I go down. It's so smooth.
Can you see in the darkness?
I can.
Perfect.
Yeah, back dark vision.
Okay, quartermaster and carpenter down in the hole. They see down in the tunnel. The captain and the master gunner and the rigger stand up at the top of the well. What do you guys want to do?
I'm gonna smoke a pipe and wait for them to report back.
Perfect.
Indeed.
Perfect.
Guess we should investigate. In that part past the archway now.
Here we
So-
go. We're gonna meander down this little hallway
All right.
slowly.
Slowly.
And right?
Sure. You're stealthily moving down. It's after a good 5 minutes. It seems to keep going. This hallway.
Well, damn it.
There is utter chaos on this Discord right now.
I don't want to keep going.
Yeah, whenever Margaret's pops out, I can't see her or hear her after a while, so I have to get off and so I can see her again.
Oh, okay.
Technical difficulties abound. It's okay.
20 minutes pass, and there's still no end in sight in this tunnel.
Well, dang it. Let me do this. I have this cool thing where I can infuse my dagger with returning weapon.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not going to use it to attack, but it returns to the wielder's hand. Can I throw it and see how long it takes to come back?
Well, it'll really only go as far as you can throw it, right? Like it's not like a
Yeah.
boomerang. Okay, yeah, you can try. Yeah, yeah, you can throw it.
It's just a straight dex
It
roll,
does have a
Yeah.
ranged attack.
but it's
Yeah,
just
just-
a dex roll.
Yeah. Just roll it as an attack with dexterity instead of. I mean, if it's a dagger, you already probably use dex.
I don't know. If she infuses it, can I throw it and it'll just come back to her, or?
Well, it comes back to the wielder,
Yeah,
which,
go
I
back
mean,
to her.
yeah, so anyway, you want me to roll?
Yeah, see how far you can throw it.
Let's see how far I can throw.
What was that?
I have no idea. My whole screen has gone black twice.
Ruh-roh.
I'll describe everything.
That is a dirty 20.
Yeah. You throw it with all your might, and you hear it splash, and then come back to you. And because you have dark vision, you can see that you threw that right at the edge of your dark vision.
Okay, so there's only like 60 more feet.
Well, not necessarily. You don't have like supersonic strength. You're not going to be able to throw it like hundreds of feet.
Okay.
You know what they said? Curiosity killed the cat, but pleasure went. But I'm back, so let's keep going.
Okay.
Has it opened up at all?
Yeah, and
Still tiny?
can we feel down the walls while we go, make sure there's no like crevices or anything?
Sure. After a good 20 minutes, it's still going.
Can I have the maps back?
The maps. Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah,
Of
it
no
is. The maps of what?
Of No Man's Cry.
The two
Oh, yes,
with the differences.
Yes.
The ones we. Yeah, I'm just gonna keep looking at the maps while they're
Yep.
exploring.
Yeah,
Okay.
so it's the sun is like now starting to set out there as you guys are smoking a pipe out by the well. Walking for another 20 minutes. A good half an hour has passed as you're still walking.
I look down at the wee one. So, you want to keep going? Or are your legs tired? Because
I take offense to that, but I am bored of this, so.
All right.
I want to go check out these statues.
Okay.
Yeah, let's turn back, see what the rest
Do
of the
some
party's doing.
investigating.
Alrighty.
Right, I'm gonna follow the captain.
Okay, sure.
I'm just waiting.
Water in my Gucci boots, anyways.
Yeah, what are you looking for, Captain?
I mean, I want to check this big statue that's closest to us, and just I don't know. Is there anything interesting about it?
It doesn't have any like distinct facial features. It's like a very generic kind of warrior, but it's got like a fish tail, so it's probably some merfolk thing. A couple of the other statues are broken little pieces you can kind of put together that they were merfolk.
All right, what's this down here?
Hold on, let me zoom out so I can see where you're pinging. Are you pinging on the left map or the right map?
The left map.
All right, ping again. Ping down there. You walk down there. It seems to be like a torn up bed. It's like someone was like sleeping here out in the open, ripped apart, maybe ditched on an adventure or something.
Weird.
The treasure chest.
Yeah, what's this What's this chest looking thing?
I can't
Here.
see the maps.
It is open and there's nothing in it. It looks like, and besides it, there was like a hole where it was dug out of.
All right, what about these skulls?
Yeah, scattered. Looks like there was some sort of ritual that went on.
Busted barrels over here.
Yep, doesn't seem to be anything in them.
All right, what's this up here? This like little settlement looking thing.
Yeah, so it's a couple huts, but it looks like it's empty. It looks like the grass and plants have grown up the sides of these like walls, and it's open where some have fallen. Maybe a settlement that was there years and years ago, but no occupants.
Is there anything left behind in any of the huts?
There's a couple of like iridescent looking beetles. They're about as big as a football.
Like
Are they alive?
Maybe.
No, like a statue or something.
Gotcha.
What's the time of day right now?
Right now, it's maybe 7 o'clock.
At night.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna set out one of the hooded lanterns that I have on me.
All right.
My backpack. So I
Yeah,
have
we're
some
not
weight.
gonna sail anywhere else tonight.
The sun is setting, so the sky is like a bright tangerine orange as you're lighting your lamp.
Yeah, we're not gonna sail anywhere in the dark, because chances are those fish monsters will just come back. So I just want to like explore this whole dang island.
Okay.
And there's looks like there's a camp way down at the southern part of it.
Yes.
We'll go check that out.
Maybe there was a fire set a long time ago, like a wooden bench, and then there's like a basket of like super like nasty, moldy, rotten mush.
Gross. Have Freya and our tabaxi friend come back up yet?
Sure. Just now, after another 30 minutes walking back, so it's been an hour total.
Save you the trouble. Climb up the wall.
What did you guys find?
Guys find
Nothing.
anything?
Not shit.
We found the greatest treasure. Friendship.
Oh my god.
Right. What was down there?
Darkness and an empty tunnel.
It was an way at one point, but it didn't seem to hold anything.
Is one of these statues have an archway? The what's left of it, the foundations?
No.
Oh my god, if your notifications don't stop. Michael.
notifications. What are you talking
Like a
about?
Windows thing?
All of your Facebook messages are coming through right now.
I wasn't aware that my Facebook was out there.
Yeah, you were signed in, and I signed you out, and they're still going.
I don't know what to tell you. Why is Facebook open?
It's not.
Weird.
It's just attached to your like Chrome profile. And
Okay,
roll
well, yeah, let me take our bathroom break.
so I can't see any.
All right,
maps
let's take a quick
anymore.
15-minute bathroom break, and then we'll come back and solve this incredibly difficult puzzle. We will see everybody in just a second. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to our pirate-themed one-shot, Booty's Edge. If you missed us for the first half, let me let you in. These pirates here, captained above the guy above me, Michael Williams, they are sailing from island to island looking for the fabled treasure that they signed a contract so they can win the ship, the Crimson Secret, and their magical treasure. Before we jump in, I just want to plug in our Wednesday campaigns. Come and see us this Wednesday for episode 59 of The Second Coming, a long campaign we've been doing for over a year. That being said, also want to remind you guys that my dog is barking. And also want to remind you that you can spend Rooter points to influence this game. So if you have Rooter points, now's the time to use them. And now we return. The sun has completely set. They stand around this well on No Man's Cry Island. What do we want to do?
So it's just a long tunnel then.
I vote jumping down the well again.
Wait,
Okay.
what about that statue we have that we had acquired earlier? Are there any statuette-shaped holes that we might have overlooked?
That's why I was feeling down the walls while we walked.
There were none on the archway either?
She didn't feel any on the walls for like over 30 minutes before she turned around. Nor did they see any at the top of the well.
In the well, is there water at the bottom? Or is it just like solid?
Yeah, there is like a tiny little stream under there. I mean, you could step in it. It doesn't go above your shoe. Just goes
But
down
it
that
goes
tunnel.
somewhere.
Yeah,
It goes down that tunnel.
yeah.
So maybe we do have to involve the statue because it is a merfolk statue. Maybe we have to involve it with any of the water.
What did the inscription on the statue say again?
That if you steal from merfolk, you're fucked.
You'll never see again, yeah.
That's right. Okay. That was dealt with.
But that was removed, yeah.
Sprinkled water on the statue yet?
Huh?
Have we sprinkled any water like on the statue yet? Has it gotten wet before since we've had it?
I don't think so. Maybe we could try specifically from the well.
Yeah, either that or,
I'll bring it down with me.
test before and after, see if there's any difference with them.
I can create water at will, so I'll create water and splash it. See if that does anything.
Nothing happens.
Nothing happens.
Nothing happens.
I guess I can take it down the well. Has anybody got
Okay.
any rope or something for me to hold on to?
I am the great bucket vader person. I'm a great. I can lower you down if you need to be.
With my flask in one hand, I'm gonna sit my butt down in the bucket and just kind of tug my way through my bottle as I'm headed down.
All right. I just want to add something interesting. Roll another athletics check. You're going to fail one of these moments, and she's really going to hurt her butt, and that'll be funny because she told us before the stream she hurt her
17.
butt. She's not hurting her butt now. You get down perfect. Yeah, you get down to the bottom. Do you have dark vision?
Nope, but I have a lantern that
That you lit earlier.
Emrys gave me. Mhm.
Perfect. She holds the lantern in her flask.
Anybody going with her?
I can go back down, just as backup in case.
You want to be lowered down?
Roll it again.
A 9.
She's like, I go again. She steps onto the well into the bucket. You weren't even paying attention. You were like, oh, I got her down. Wait. And she steps on the bucket. You catch the rope just in time as she hits the bottom. The bucket shatters and breaks on the bottom. It was 1, 2,
You broke our
3.
bucket.
It's D6 per 10 feet For bludgeoning
You
damage?
want some rum?
Yeah.
Oh,
Tabaxis can climb surfaces with their claws. Can I catch myself and try not to hurt myself?
you are going
will
down
stand on
30
our
feet, so I will give you a reaction to roll a dexterity saving throw, yeah. That seems fair.
Oh, let's go ahead and see.
Otherwise,
what
you're
we
taking 10 bludgeoning.
Ooh. I roll a 22.
Oh! Before you hit the bottom, you just put your claws out forward and backwards and catch yourself on the stone. Mission Impossible, Tom Cruise style. About
You good down there?
3 feet before you reach the bottom. But the bucket still shatters.
Amazing.
That makes my fingernails uncomfortable.
Yeah, that's
Those
not...
manicures are expensive.
You want some rum?
I curse back up the hole, but it just cats yowling.
From above, they just see sparks going down the side of the well.
That's why we don't get manicures.
You'll be paid for these claws.
All right.
You don't give out any.
Look at the damn insurance policy.
All right. We have Beatrice and Gilded down at the bottom.
All right, I guess we're gonna keep walking down the tunnel. I'm holding the lantern ahead of me.
All right. I guess more specifically this time, how long do you want to walk?
Well,
Is there... Go ahead.
I was gonna say, we brought the statue down here to see if the water interacts at all with it differently than regular water. We don't have to walk too far because I think it's from the very beginning when we get in the hole, correct?
Yeah, you've been down to put it in the water, but nothing happens.
We walked for, what, about 2-3 hours earlier? We still
30
didn't
minutes.
reach-
30 minutes.
I heard 20 minutes a couple of times in a row. So.
Yeah, she was adding
Oh.
them together.
Yeah,
Oh,
I think, I said it 3 times. I think you walked an hour. I think you did. And then like an hour back.
Technically.
Yeah, I think technically you did. So you walked an hour. Yeah.
I guess we can walk longer than that.
Do you want to walk another hour?
I'll give you till sunrise.
There we go. We have until sunrise. Might as well just walk it.
All right, what is
I only
it?
know
Rest of you
sunrises.
make camp.
Yeah,
I
I'm
want
gonna
to and use
I'm gonna
detect
just
magic on the
take a
archway.
nap.
You're going to do what on the archway?
Use detect magic.
On the archway, like going into this tunnel?
Mm-hmm.
There is no magic on it.
Yeah.
Are there any inscriptions or anything?
There's not. There was only the stone that was moved by Freya that opened up this pathway. And I guess the stones have kind of moved back, but you can see it was like the inscribed shard mine and the big archway above him.
Could I check like the surroundings of the well, like if there's any inscriptions on the well?
You don't see any.
Okay.
Do we start to see anything after walking?
Are you walking another hour?
Yes.
Okay, what are you guys doing up top as it has now become dark?
I'm gonna set up a camp. Set a
Sleeping.
fire.
All right, you got something to make fire and just laying out. There's a bed that's destroyed back over there, if you remember.
Well, yeah, I do. I'm not getting in that bed.
Lice-ridden, bug-infested,
Or curse-ridden.
curse. Yeah. You wake up strapped to it. You're the
Yeah,
statue.
like that.
It's a mimic.
No, I'll use some of the like busted crates and driftwood and the stuff from the ruined village to build a bonfire here close to the well.
Cool.
I got a tinder box that can help.
Make a fire.
Have a meal and drink.
As you guys are making camp, looking at your ship kind of just floating out there anchored a little offshore, you see every now and then like a little reflection, maybe a flicker. One can only imagine the shard mines are doing something. There's some flicker, but it's pretty stable. And you guys just chilling out making pirate camp as these two walk for a long time.
No, who's the trouble I've seen? No, one knows my sorrow.
You guys are at least going to walk for 4 hours. In that time, are you saying anything to each other, or is it a quiet stroll through the tunnel?
I guess we're just singing sea shanties together.
I
Run
take
out of-
sips of her rum when she offers it, if she offers it.
We're just passing the rum bottle back and forth.
Okay. You continue walking for 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yep. Walk for another hours, for 5 hours total. As you guys are getting very tired, because I imagine you didn't wake up at noon for the beginning of this one shot. Very tired. You both just like feel your arm around each other's shoulder, and maybe stumble from being tired a little bit and kind of go apart, but still feel each other's arm around his shoulder. And as you both kind of look over, like, well, that's weird, you see in between you guys is the ghost of this shard mine, who's just walking with you guys.
Well, hello, handsome.
Oh, you want some rum?
The shard mine will turn towards Gilded and just smile a little bit, and then look forward. Look a little more confident as he walks with you guys with his arms around your shoulder.
I'm just gonna, if he's a ghost, I'm just gonna like uncork my bottle of rum and then just pour some into his mouth.
So as you look through him to Gilded, she's looking at you as you just pour rum, and you just see a stream go through his body to hit the ground, mixing it with that little stream.
Why is the rum gone?
No, there's some left, I promise. Look, so you can see it swishing around in there. I don't think he can get drunk. Who is he?
I don't know, I think he was like a ghost of the shard mines.
He walks forward and vanishes, and there's a wall at the end of this tunnel, and on the ground, the water just like falls into a hole about that big. And on the other side of that hole, right before the wall, is just a statue of that same shard mine you just saw.
Wait, maybe he can drink rum like this, and I'm gonna take my bottle and pour a little bit more rum onto the statue.
It just falls on top of it and rolls down the sides, covers the statue in rum.
Beatrice is just gonna smile very satisfyingly and just.
I want to stick my little cat face into the hole to
Okay.
investigate and see what's down there.
Okay.
So, let me go ahead and roll for investigation.
Sure, as you stick your head down this hole.
I roll a 6.
It looks like it's just dark and like the walls kind of come in. It looks like just the water's going down like through cracks and stuff down into the earth. Or whatever this is called.
And the one with night vision, so I don't know if the other one could see any better.
You've also been walking for 5 hours, so you're very tired.
Can I stick
drinking
my
rum.
hand in there and like feel around to see if I feel anything in there?
You feel some cracks. Roll me a sleight of hand check.
While she does that, I'm going to go ahead and curl up around the feet of the statue because I am very tired.
Okay. Huh?
How big is the statue?
Same general size as that other statue. Okay, yeah, you don't feel anything, but you feel sharp edges and avoid cutting your fingers.
Do we have the statue? I hope we have the statue on us.
Yeah, I gave it to you.
Yeah.
Okay.
we
Can
got-
what if I were to take the statue and like put it in the hole?
It's the base is too big. Like the hole's like
Okay.
that, and the base of the statue's like that.
What if we put it on top of the hole? Will it stop the water?
Yeah, if you're holding it strong enough, it'll start to pool, and the stream moving will start to fill up with water around you. Spend enough time, it starts to come up. You'd have to hold it for a long time to flood this giant tunnel, but you could if you wanted to.
Later getting out of here. But
Are there like any inscriptions that I can see with the lantern around the statue or anything like that?
There's not.
Is the other statue like free?
The shard mine statue?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I wiggle it around to see if I can pick it up.
Yeah, you can pick it up.
Hmm.
It's actually
Well,
got
I guess I'll
the
just-
exact same base as the mermaid statue.
what if
I
we
wonder if these are the missing pieces.
Could be. I'm not down there with you, and I don't want to metagame, so I'm not going to
All
say
right.
anything else.
Gilded Claws, are you willing to trek back with me, or do you want to camp out here for the night?
Well, I wanted to see, does the mermaid statue, what happens if we put it in place of the one we just picked up?
Oh, nothing happens.
Nothing.
But that's a good thought, though.
That's a good
That
thought.
is a good idea.
Respect.
We gonna take a nap. This is what we gonna do. We gonna take a nap.
Okay.
Okay, we're gonna take a quick short rest then.
How long are you taking a short? All right, short rest. You don't actually have to sleep. So are you just gonna chill and not walk, or are you gonna try to sleep?
A power nap.
Yeah, can we power nap for like 2 hours?
If you can explain to me how you're gonna wake up, like what's gonna wake you up.
We'll go. I'll go in shifts. So you take the first hour, and then I'll take the second hour. How about that?
Got it.
Okay. All right. Cool. 2 hours pass. It's 2 a.m. What are you doing? They're asleep up top.
Yeah, we're asleep.
Walking back.
I'm re-getting those spell slots back.
Okay. So, anyways, back up top and land. In the morning, around 6 in the morning, the sun starts to rise. You three wake up. The sounds of the waves crashing upon the shore.
Oh, nice.
Are we at the bottom of the well?
You're not up there yet. You have another hour. He said sunrise, and it is sunrise, and you're not there.
Well, I go check the well for them because it is sunrise.
Okay, you look over the well. You don't see them, and it's dark.
Captain, it's dark. I don't hear anything.
I'm going to go back to the ruined village and take those statues, the little beetle ones that we've came across,
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna stay by the well.
and loading them into the rowboat.
Okay, taking both of the football-sized iridescent beetle statues back to the rowboat.
Sounds cool.
Yep, the shard mines are awake, and some of them are watching from offshore. A couple of them are like in the water, like cleaning their crystalline bodies.
I'm going to approach one of the shard mine.
Okay.
You know anything about this island? I understand your kind has a connection with the sea.
I've never been out this far before. I could not tell you, but on the map I noticed a small figure that looks just like myself was drawn on it, pointing to an island nearby.
Do we have the maps with us? Are we carrying them around with us?
No, it's like, well, it was like
But it's
on the
the
table. I
picture.
guess you can take it off.
But it was the one that was the little drawn man.
Yeah, here, I'll go ahead and show you again.
Pointing back where we came from.
Yeah, you could just.
Island,
Oh, we
island
got rid of
banter.
Anywhere.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
I'm not there.
Audath will just kind of nod. Appreciate it. We'll give him another little bit before we head back to the ship.
Okay, you two arrive at the bottom of that well. The light is pouring in. You haven't seen natural sunlight in over 10, 11, 12 hours. No, you traveled for 5, and then 6, 7. You haven't seen sunlight in 14 hours. So, all right, how are you getting out of this well?
I mean, I can climb out of it, but I hate to leave her behind. So,
There's still a rope.
Yeah, you could tie a knot in the rope, and we can pull you up.
Are you still at the top of the well waiting?
Yeah.
Oh, Emrys, you see
So
them at the.
top.
Well, actually, it's dark. You don't have dark vision, do you?
No.
No,
Not
you don't
dark.
see
I
them.
can hear them
Yes.
talking. I can hear them talking.
Woo!
Hello?
Woo!
But the,
Anybody up
the
there?
sun's already
I
up.
am. Hi.
Climb
come
the
on.
bloody rope! Tick tock, motherfuckers!
Captain's upset. Better hurry. Hold on.
Can
hold
hear
on.
him back at the ship.
Can I get, is Freya still in the area with me?
Yeah, sure, why not?
Can I get you to help me pull them up?
Yeah, I guess.
Woo! Beatrice is just gonna hop onto tie the bottom of the rope and then hop onto it with her feet on top of the knot, holding onto the top,
Sweet.
and then tug.
Athletics
Okay.
check. Even though you can just keep doing it till it works, but I would want to see the first one.
Wait, athletics check for who? All of us?
For you to get her out of the hole.
Freya's helping too. I
Oh,
asked
advantage.
Advantage.
Oh, Freya's doing it?
Freya. No, Freya's helping me.
Okay, yeah, so roll with advantage.
Well, I rolled really well, so you might have wanted to reverse it.
No, Freya takes over. She pushes you out of the way. I got this.
I got 21.
I got it.
No, and then Emrys comes back and she's like, we do it together. And you guys do it so fast. Beatrice is like, whoa, getting faster until
And
she
I'm also
shoots.
drinking out of my flask at the
She
same time.
shoots up, jumps out of the hole right as the Kitkat jumps out. She has 2 statues with her flask. And lands on her feet, but she only had an hour of sleep, so dexterity saving throw.
And she's also drunk.
Yes. Yes.
Dexterity saving throw.
Oh, what was that face? What'd you get?
Wow.
What was it?
Hold on. 19. Okay, we're good. I thought it was... We're good.
Gosh, you damn professional alcoholics. Does that mean you get paid for it? Anyways, she lands on her feet. Captain's on the shipway back there. All right, you all get into the boat with your 2 statues and get on the ship. Shard mines are
I
like,
first make sure we don't forget anything with the area. Pick up all the stuff.
pick up. Oh, okay, clean that area. Oh, roll me a survival check. Good call.
Okay. 4.
I think you just threw some stuff in a bush and it didn't even go all the way in it, just like sticking out of it. So.
It's fine. Let's go. Captain's waiting. Let's go.
All right, you're on the ship.
I kind of wish I could have taken the ghost with me too.
We're gonna head down to Island Banter.
Captain, we had a little bit of a fantastical experience down in the well. I think you might want to know about. But you want some rum first?
What kind of fantastical experience did you have?
Well, a shard mine ghost decided to walk along and chum with us and share in some rum with us as well. We had a little party. Oh, we also found the statue. I'm going to point over at Gilded Claws and because she has the statue in her paws.
I'm cradling it like a baby.
Cool.
Green is falling.
Oh no!
All right, I got it. All right.
The set is falling down.
We'll take a look at the statues. Does it have anything carved into the base of it, like the mermaid one?
This one does not. No.
I want to flag down one of the shard mine and show it to him and ask him if it has any significance.
The shard mine looks just like us. It is one of us. But I've never seen this aquatic merfolk before. I do not know how shard mines and the merfolk have anything in common besides living underwater, which I guess is a big one.
Let's head to Island Banter.
The shard mines move.
And
Unfurl the sails.
You and make hay.
I gotta go refill my rum bottles. I'll be back.
The sails unfurl. The ship starts moving as the master gunner just watches as the shard mines puts cannonballs in there for the next invasion. After a good hour of adventuring fast, because the wind is in your direction, it pushes your galleon. The sun in your eyes, you can smell the sea salt. You get really close to the island and do a perfect landing. And on the shores, this island looks pretty much like all the others, except it seems this whole island moves up in the middle, like a volcano, but not a volcano. Like it's not a volcano, but the earth just moves up like that.
Now,
Suspiciously like a volcano.
But it's not a volcano.
And give it the side eye. He's like,
And he
that's
rubs.
what I'd expect the DM to say.
Can I ask the shard mine if they see anything familiar on the island that relates to them?
I'll roll 5 of them. No. Beautiful island. Scared if the man who sold us this ship says that many crews have failed. I have not seen anything too treacherous. I guess besides that multicolored snake in the water.
Knock on wood. Knock on wood.
I guess
Audath.
everything's easy peasy from here.
Good. How many Shardmind are on the boat with us?
5.
5. He's gonna look out at all of them and who among you do you consider your leader?
They all kind of point at each other like the Spider-Man meme.
Isn't closer to a hive mind.
3, draw straws.
Okay.
One of you's coming with us.
Let me see. Shardmine 1 rolled a 20. Shardmine 2 rolled a 15. Shardmine 3 rolled a 9. Shardmine 1 says I did it. There was a little Forrest Gump in there.
There was a little bit, just a
Didn't
hint.
mean it. He can walk.
You're coming ashore with us.
Okay.
Rest of you stand guard. Watch the ship.
Thank you.
All right. Shardmine put down the anger. You're ashore.
Yeah.
All right. There's little crabs on the ground, no bigger than a sand dollar, just kind of scurrying around, enjoying their life.
Oh, how cute!
She drunkenly says while like trying to pet one, squishing it into the sand. As you guys move up, the land kind of goes up, but it doesn't take you long. You avoid like a snake that's slithering around this like broken pot. Looks like sand is inside. There's really nothing in it. You walk around it over some like boulders, and as you get to the top, there is a pedestal that kind of goes up exactly like the one you saw at the mermaid pool, and it's got 2 carvings in it, like bowls that are in the shape of a mermaid and a Shardmine.
Look at that.
Well, it's time to
It's
do
almost
things.
convenient, isn't it?
The thing that Shardmine had recognized the drawing on the map.
Then let's go and put these statuettes in these grooves.
Before we do that, can we like double check and make sure there's like no obvious traps?
Ooh, roll me an investigation check.
I'll cast detect magic at will.
Yeah. No magic at play.
Okay. Anybody want to check for traps?
Yeah.
I got a 13.
Yeah, you don't find any traps. Seems pretty smooth. There's no cracks in the ground. No spikes going to fly out. Anybody else want to try an investigation?
Sure.
Yeah, let me go ahead here and see what I
26.
26. There's no need to roll any longer, folks. Freya has fervently checked this area for traps,
Found all the things.
and she found a stone unturned. That's odd, but she'd throw it out.
Then let's put the statuettes in these grooves.
place in the on one.
Okay?
Cheers! We did it! Anybody want a shot of rum?
I'll take one.
As they put the statue in and she holds up the whole rum, the whole ground like falls down like an inch.
Well, that doesn't feel good. Anybody else
Or
got
it
a...
could be great. We don't know yet.
Ooh, fun, new experiences.
Why doesn't your rum ever run out?
I'll take that shot now.
When you drink it that consistently, it makes it feel less special when we do it.
Roll a perception check, Freya.
Okay. $24.
Wow. As Beatrice just kind of shrugs and turns, she in slow motion kind of moves that way, and you see the light inside of the bottle reflect and hit the bottom. There's nothing in there.
It's all an act.
Illusion magic got me again.
Damn it!
It was so
Why is the rum always gone?
I mean, I do have, like, when I started the session, just out of character, I started with 6 bottles of rum in my inventory from my background, so I have a lot.
Just don't
And where are you keeping it on your person as we go all these places? It's a lot.
There's a lot. A lot. I've been meaning to talk to you about it. I think it might be a problem.
The sun is heavy, beating down. You're starting to crispy a little bit in your stagnant positions.
Okay. Have both the statues been placed in?
Yes, and the
Yeah.
whole ground went down an inch.
Okay, can we do another investigation or
What are you looking
round?
for?
Just anything that changed?
Nothing in your area. And remember, you're at you're the pinnacle of this kind of like island. Yeah, there are trees and stuff, but everything pretty much looks the same. I mean, you only went down an inch, so even if you look out, you're not gonna be like, we're an inch closer to the ocean.
Is there anything that's changed about the pedestal itself?
No.
Can it be like turned or moved or anything?
No.
Can we ask the shard mine if maybe somehow they see something different than we do?
No, he's just kind of freaked out. He says this island might be a volcano. It's not. It's not.
What the fuck, God? What the fuck?
It's called creative anxiety.
What a Freudian fucking slip.
He just looks at the captain. He's like, I don't know. I just asked a question.
All right, I'm gonna check the what went down? Like, I want to check the edge. Like, how do we, what's is it like some kind of carved thing that's covered in dirt, or literally just the dirt?
Yeah, it's like a stone sticking out of the dirt that's like carved, and the dirt and earth have grown on it and around it. But yeah, nothing in that area, not even like 10 to 15 feet out before it starts to get to like the trees around you, has changed. And you can look out, kind of see right above the trees, the ocean all directions. You're definitely at the pinnacle of this place. Doesn't seem like anything from where you are has changed. You did feel like you went down.
What if we jump?
Odd.
You think we can get it to go down more?
Why would we do that?
Why not?
The shard mine's like biting shards off of his fingernails.
I want everyone to just jump. We'll break the ice.
Let's
Like,
go
okay.
literally.
I'm not opposed to it. I don't want to participate.
I'll jump
Although
with you.
I am definitely the heaviest of our party.
No, it'll work.
I mean, it might work.
You can have a few of us jump. Because I know the captain does not want to jump. If we do jump.
I'm all
Alright.
just not convinced it will do anything, but we can try it, I guess. Whatever. Yeah, we're all gonna jump.
Like a wedding photograph?
Good.
Yeah, to try to get it to go down further.
Like a family photo.
In the
We're
future,
all stupid together.
when people tell the great story of the booty's edge, treasure hunters, from the ocean they say you could see at the pinnacle of island banter, a small party jumping up and down on the top. And yet nothing happens. They're that confident. A crab is just watching nearby.
Every adventure has to have some levity.
Yeah.
You never know. We can try, right?
That's true. Always gotta expand our options.
Yep.
And now I'm for second nap.
Huh?
Then now I'm for second nap.
Take a second nap.
There's nothing else of note about this island.
From
Any
where you're
pictures?
standing, no.
Well,
Yeah,
I
we're
think it
good. We
takes
need
some
to
time to fully explore it.
Sure.
Yeah,
Can
I'm
we
gonna-
go into like search parties now or exploring?
Yeah, I
or
think that's
in a
what
group?
Freya wants to do too, kind of go around. Everybody just kind of breaks up and looks around. It's not too huge of an island. It's pretty big though, but it actually only takes you about like 40 minutes because you realize as you're all moving in kind of different places, even if you're in clustered groups, you all kind of just come back every now and then to where your ship is, just like check in before you go look in another place so you don't get lost. You all realize that they're very close to the shore. The kind of the path you took to go up, the kind of ground fell into some stairs.
Yo, stairs!
All right. Well, let's check that out.
All right. As you go down, you are met by a big stone wall. Don't you love those? Where there are some wooden panels. And on those wooden panels, things are written. And beside it, there's 6 pegs sticking out from the wall. And the shard mine says, "My name is on those."
You are correct.
Oh, now. Is this the writing of his people?
This is definitely written in Aquan. So if you can't read Aquan, you don't know what this is.
I have an ability where I can read literally anything.
I
Ooh.
can't
Someone tell me
actually.
what it
as long as
says,
it's
I
written,
actually know Aquan too.
So,
I don't know it. Can someone tell me what it says, please?
Mm.
you
I
could-
can read it out loud.
Yes, she is relaying to you all the words.
Sure.
Also,
Okay.
Kitkat, I posted it in the Discord group chat for you to see.
Perfect. Thank you.
So it seems to be some weird, mumbled up story about shard mines and sailors and mermaids and stuff.
Do we need to put it in the right order?
There's 6 pegs.
Maybe only 6 of them are needed.
Yeah. I'll look to the shard mind. Do any of these words make any sense to you?
Let's see. Starting from the top, 1 shard swam to world's edge. I've never heard of a shard mine swimming to the world's edge. So if he did, he didn't come back. Shard mines
What
kill
about
him.
create an island?
Shard mines.
It
Has a
does.
shard mine created an island?
I don't see how a shard mine could create an island. If they created an island, it would be shard.
It is, though. I mean, can vegetation grow over shard?
I guess. But it cannot go through it. It would be like stone.
True.
We do know that the mermaids are involved somehow because the statues of both the shard
Right.
maid and the mermaid allowed this to unlock.
That made sense. I wonder if this is a love story between maybe a shard mine and a mermaid. One of the posts does say mermaid marries a shard mine.
That is a common theme in adventures such as this.
There's another one that says shard mine met mermaid too. So those could go together.
Love story. But how do they get us our treasure?
That doesn't. I mean, I agree. That just doesn't leaves me still uncertain as like exactly how to proceed.
Pull the pegs out of the wall.
Roll an athletics check.
Alright, well, let's take a look here.
I'll help. I get advantage on those.
Sure.
I'm also fucking giant.
Is there anything else that we can like look for around this wall?
I did athletics.
What'd you get?
A 6.
Yeah. Yeah, nothing. Investigation check for Emrys. What's her name? Sorry.
Emrys.
Emrys.
Emrys
Okay,
Penn.
sorry.
Number 10.
Emrys Penn. I mixed him.
18.
Oh, an 18. It seems like these pegs aren't like 3-inch things. It looks like they go further into the wall. You can see through the crack of it. So it looks like it's some sort of like lever.
Guys, these are more like levers than actual peg things.
But there's no there's like just crack around it. There's no like movement in it. It's sturdy.
But nothing we can really move.
Not even in or out. You want to try pulling it?
We could try pulling it.
Or pressing it.
Or press
Twisting it, yeah.
Pop
It
to
does
start.
not twist.
Pop it.
It does not bop it.
Squeeze it.
It does not pull it.
Bonk it.
What about the other things on the wall?
The wooden plaques?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're all loosely put on there. They all come off quite easily. They're like on a nail.
Can we try and put some in an order to make a story and see if that does anything?
Which ones?
I guess maybe start with shard mine met mermaid.
Okay.
If we're
That's
going the love story route.
So
Sure.
Shard Mine Met Mermaid. Where's that? No, okay, I see it.
Why are you growling?
Boom.
Maybe he swam
Okay.
to the world's edge before he met her.
Okay.
This is the world's edge, right? That's
This
where
is-
we are.
This is?
So it's possible that before he met the mermaid, he had to swim here.
Possible.
Yeah. Or swim to safety.
Maybe she rescued him.
Hmm. That is a common trope in stories like this as
I
well.
like putting Shard swam to World's Edge first. I think that makes sense.
Thank you.
And then maybe the next one.
You guys might need to designate one person who makes the decisions because you're all like agreeing and then nobody does anything. So just like all of you let one person know and then they'll move things. So I have
Captain, you're in charge.
that makes sense.
Mermaid marries a shard mind, right? She's gonna marry him before she gives him any treasure.
Okay, so are we changing which one's going to be first?
Sure. Yeah, we'll do the one shard swam to World's Edge first. Shard mine met mermaid.
All right, 1 second. Big map, big map. Where's that? I've got to like zoom out. Okay, boop, 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 boop. There you go.
Any votes on what's next?
Anybody?
Mermaid marries a shard mine or gives shard mine treasure.
I would agree with that.
One, she said two.
Yeah.
What's the living gate?
The living gate's where shard mine come from. My character is at a high enough level and has been living this lifestyle.
It's fine. Yeah, I made this knowing you
I-
would think it.
I feel like he probably
Yeah,
knows.
I didn't know if my character would know that or not, but
Sure, your characters know. Shardmine is a race in Silvernell that they were from a living gate, and when the living gate shattered, it made their race. They are all pieces of a giant constructed thing. And the rumor is, the tale is, if you put them all back together and create the living gate, it opens up a portal to Cthulhu.
I thought it was
So
a
that-
mind flayer.
Well,
Same diff.
it's whomever the mind flayers worship. Which
Yeah, okay.
is
Well, then
probably
that would
fucking
be
Cthulhu.
Because the shard mines are already.
Because a mind flayer is a throwback to like deep ones, and it's a whole love thing.
Interesting.
Anyway,
Going on the living gate, because mermaid breaks living gate, and there's also living gate shattered.
Shattered.
the living gate shatters. That does. I mean, I feel like I know that part of like mythology of like the that I know that I would recognize that story. The shard mine probably would too, right?
Mermaid
Also,
breaks
there's
living
also
I would
one
assume
that
living gate
the
shattered.
mermaid
One
specifically
shard mine
breaks
goes
the living
to World's
gate.
Edge.
Yep.
Meets a mermaid.
The shard mine definitely says it shattered. And all the
So-
shards, swam away from it towards the shores of Silvernell, where they were enslaved by the humanoids.
Oh.
Okay, so maybe the living gate shattered is the first one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I was just
And
thinking.
then shard mine swam for safety. One swam to World's Edge. Met a mermaid.
Mermaid gives treasure.
Shard
then
mine
you-
helps sailors with puzzles.
I was gonna say maybe the thing that allows them to make that island is the treasure the mermaid gives them.
It does say two shard
Keep in
mine
mind
makes the
they're
treasure.
Only using
Island.
6 of them though.
Hmm.
So who knows if the others are part of the story or not. There's only 6 spaces.
True.
I think doing living gate shattered first makes sense. Again, we're trying to tell a story. And there are two very different stories represented in the planks.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
When the gate shattered, the Sharmines swam for safety. One of them swam to the World's Edge. That makes sense to me.
Mhm.
And that's half.
Yeah.
Yeah, because the rest went to Silvernell.
Huh?
Yeah, because the rest went to Silvernell.
Right, exactly. So the living gate shattered, shard mines swam for safety. One of them swam to the waters or to the World's Edge and met a mermaid. And then
Okay.
You got two more.
That sounds good so far.
Oh, but you only got two more.
So either, because we are sailors doing puzzles, it's either mermaid tricks sailors into trap and Shardmine helps sailors with puzzles to get out, or mermaid marries a Shardmine and then gives him treasure, or vice versa. I don't know.
What if Shardman helps sailors with puzzle and mermaids give sailors treasure?
There's no option for mermaid giving sailors.
Oh, sorry. Giving Shard treasure.
Mermaid gets Shardmine treasure.
Living Gate shattered. Shardmine swam for safety. One shard swam to World's Edge. Shardmine met Mermaid.
You know what? This is a good moment to let you guys look at this a little longer and let our audience take a quick 10-minute bathroom break. And we'll come back and continue this puzzle. Give you a little bit more time to think about it. Sound fair?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Perfect. All right. We'll see everybody in just a second.
And we solved the puzzle.
Tell me how you did it.
No,
Well,
we
then
already
that's
talked
funny.
about that during the break. Come on now. Time is money, Scott. Let's go.
Actors,
Keep
man.
it
They're so
Let's go ahead
convincing.
and try the first
Keep it
one, and if
brisk.
it doesn't work, we'll switch some things out.
All right. So currently right now on the wall, I guess this is the past. They have, as number one shard swam to World's Edge, and number 2, Shardmine met Mermaid.
All right, so we want to swap Living Gate. We want to put Living Gate shattered first.
All right. Living Gate shattered first. You got it.
And then Shardmines swam for safety.
Mm-hmm.
Then one shard swam to World's Edge.
Okay, 1 second. One shard mine swim to safety. Let me find it. Okay. Boom. One swam to the edge. Okay.
Shardmine met Mermaid.
On number 4.
And then which order do we vote for with Treasure and Married?
I think treasure first and then married.
All right. Mermaid gives Shardmine treasure. Mermaid marries Shardmine.
Treasure. Good douche.
Hopefully.
Mermaid marries a shard mine.
Unless we're talking for virginity.
So the living, as you put them all, they start to shake. The Living Gate shard mine one, fully like locks into the wall.
Yay! That was right.
The shard mine swam to swim to safety. Just goes and shakes and then falls off of the wall and shatters. One shard mine swam to World's Edge. Just kind of goes eat and doesn't lock
I said
in.
right, but in the wrong place.
The shard mine met the mermaid. Just goes. It does the same thing. But I gotta get. Goes eat. Okay. The Marn mine gives the shard mine treasure. It goes eat. And the mermaid marrying a shard mine falls off the wall and shatters.
Okay. That's a good sign.
Yeah, it's fine.
So we we move one Shardman swam to World's Edge.
She didn't like it.
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay, so let's move one Shard swam to World's Edge up.
Okay. All right.
Shardmine met Mermaid. Up.
Okay.
Could be the sailor thing. Mermaid traps the sailors, and then Shardmine helps the sailors with puzzles, and then the mermaid gives him treasure.
If just for no other reason, process of elimination, sure, I guess. I'm okay
Or
with
she
that.
gives him treasure and he kills her for it. One or the other.
Or she kills him.
That's not enough.
Whatever.
All right. So what left with those bottom 3?
Maybe we should just keep trying until they all fall off and shatter.
Yeah.
We don't know how many chances we'll get before something like the whole wall might come down or something.
Exactly. The shard mine behind you hears you say that and goes, "I don't want to set off a volcano."
No.
But what a way to go, am I right?
Yeah, right.
Cheers to not die.
In the future, the same people that tell the tale of the jumping islanders spins around and sees a volcano explode, a shard mine flying. I told her.
I'll be right back. I have to log out, log back in again because I can't see.
Okay.
Pull up my notebook and go ahead and jot down what we've been doing so far in our adventures. Really getting the flow in.
Okay.
Okay. Shardmine met mermaid. Mermaid. God damn it.
We could do mermaid trick sailors into trap, and then shard mine helps sailors with puzzles as the last two.
Yeah, but where are we gonna put Shardmine or mermaid gives Shardmine treasure?
I say put that in slot number 4, because if you think about it, it could be the story of like us sailors now.
It could be.
Yeah.
All right, sure. Move
Well, that was
mermaid
my first
gives
thought with the
Shardmine
Shardmine.
treasure up.
Okay.
Hey, we have a shard mine. Can he help us with this puzzle?
I already asked him. He didn't have anything else.
He's
Well,
not aware of
technically-
a shard mine going to the world's edge, and he doesn't know any mermaids.
Yeah. Well,
So number 5 is mermaid trick sailors into trap.
sure.
Yeah.
And then the last one we'll try Shardmine helps sailors with puzzles.
Okay.
They all start to shake. The one that's secure, obviously. The second one locks in. The third one snaps back against the wall. The fourth one starts to shake and kind of tremble a little bit. Nails into the wall.
Nice.
The fifth one shakes into the wall.
Yeah.
And the sixth one rattles before
Oh, snap. All right.
the stones
Nice.
move out of the way as behind it a pillar lifts up with this like golden orb shining behind it, so you just see the silhouette of this key. And as the orb goes around to the front, you see it is a shard mine and a mermaid embracing each other on the key. And then almost like a gif, it just like pops to the shard mine pushing her away, and she looks really like doing something evil to the other side, and then it snaps back. And it looks like it's just like a metal GIF key, a big key with that as like at the end, and the orb disappears.
That's weird. I'm going to cast Detect Magic on it innately.
Yeah, it's got an illusion on it.
Can I look around if anything else has changed?
Nope, just that space on the wall has opened up in that key.
I'll take that key.
Okay.
Touch it.
Oh, yeah. You have gloves on?
No, but
Right,
the whole Detect Magic thing would, tell me if it was cursed.
right. It would.
I'll pocket that, and then I guess we need to go somewhere else now.
Do we need to go get the statues back?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think so. I think that those were like, but if you want to trek up there and get them, the island's not very big. I will wait for you.
I want them. I'm gonna
All right.
go.
Yeah, I'm gonna go back and
You know
get
what?
them.
I'm good. Go ahead and you can have them.
Cool. I want the shard mine one.
All right.
What?
Emrys grabs the shard mine. Gilded grabs the merfolk.
No, I'm
That takes care of their Christmas presents this year.
Crickle.
Excuse me. Yes, right. They're crickle presents.
It does nothing happens to the land. It still stays. That stairwell is still there.
That stairwell still there?
Stairwell still
Yeah,
there.
hot damn.
Still right there.
Been
All right,
drinking
let's
that
head
invisible
back to the
rum.
ship. All right, now comes the question of where we head next.
So the coordinates on the top of the map do point to that small island at the top there. Do you see that?
And there's an arrow at the third little splashy type thing at the end of the coordinates pointing to that one.
Yeah.
Mhm.
There's 2 islands we haven't been on.
There's 3
Island
islands.
here doesn't sound very
3
fun.
islands, not 2 islands not including the Isle of Red. I should
Gotcha.
clarify.
Okay. Well, do we want to head to the Island of Fear next, since it's the next one in the order?
It is on the way.
Terrible.
Yeah. And it sounds a little bit better than Shark Food Island.
That's true.
Nah. Very
I've
inviting.
always been curious what shark food tasted like.
Shark bait. Hoo ha ha.
Wait, aren't we shark food?
Hoo ha ha.
Maybe it's
Well,
your
depends.
island.
For sharks or food made of sharks?
I was trying to be polite about the cannibalism suggestion, but all right, fine.
Cheers to that.
All right, there seems to be some kind of marking, like the circles there. Is that like some kind of path through the island somehow? The
We
island
might
of
need
Fear?
to just go there and
Let's
explore
head up
it.
there. Let's head there.
Yeah, let's go see what's there.
All right, where are you going to that island?
Right there.
Okay.
Sweet.
Describe the beautiful picture of you guys sailing towards that part.
Arr, hoist the mizzen.
Yeah, get back out on the rowboat and
Um,
re-umbilical to the galleon and
Unfurl the
hoist
flags.
the anchor, unfurl the mainsail, and
It's a beautiful
water.
sight.
It's
I'm
gorgeous.
We make sure our Shardmine buddy is back on board.
Yes. Yes, he has learned so much today and is going to share with his shard friends
Yeah,
as they start.
the captain encourages it. Tell him.
They're all singing a shanty as they pull on the sails. There once was a shard who went to a mermaid and tells the story. Oh, ho, the romance stone. All right. So they're going on, and you get closer to this cove, and you start hearing these weird sounds. And as you turn the corner with this galleon looking into this cove, there seems to be just like spectral monsters in the air fighting each other. And then all of you see your darkest fears just like come out of like the mist before they disappear, almost like smoke from a chimney that's sideways.
My bottle is empty.
Mother,
Not peanut butter.
Peanut butter on the roof of your mouth.
Fear.
No, I can't speak.
She's crippled with fear.
Not the longest word.
Are we continuing to move forward into the gassy cove?
yeah, we're going.
Indeed.
The shard
do it.
mines all look up, and they all see Cthulhu rising from the mist. As they pull the rope, oh, ho, the romance go, and they swoop.
Close your eyes and keep singing, boys.
You all close your eyes,
Them along.
except for the captain standing there, and with his quartermaster nearby. You just see Emrys like running around the ship, and you guys are afraid. You go right into it, and then as soon as you go through it, poof, it's bright sun, and you look out, and you're coming out of a cove, and behind you are all your fears behind you.
It transported us to the other side of the island.
The fuck up here. Yeah.
Yes, you're on the other side of the island now.
Right. So the Isle of Red, is that where we're starting next?
I
The
guess.
closest to.
All right.
I was gonna say, so we can't actually land on the Island of Fear?
At least not in that cove.
Interesting.
Come in next time for a pirate adventure of the thing we passed that we might want to do.
Yeah, let's head. I guess it's on our way. It's the only other island too that's marked with an arrow.
Mhm.
You know, there's the drawings, but
All right, is one of the smaller islands you've been to. You can see the other side when you hit the shore. It's pretty standard. Trees, bushes, rocks, stones, sand, little crabs.
I pick up a crab.
Yeah.
It's like pet it.
Roll an animal
I'm a-
handling check.
I'm gonna eat one.
Oh, God.
Oh my goodness.
I'm with the captain. I'm gonna get a crab.
Just yank off the leg.
11.
Yeah, as you go to pet it, it just snaps and grabs onto your finger.
Well, I have a friend now.
Her finger throbbing.
Here's to friendship.
But it
Yeah, I want to do like an investigation check and innately cast detect magic again.
there is no magic. And what else are you looking for, you said?
I'm just doing like a general investigation, see if I see anything that's amiss, any reason to dig, Where?
Sure. Sure. All right, help with that. Yeah.
Oh, that was a 21.
Ooh.
Maybe a little ways off the left of where you landed on your small boat out from your galleon. There are like 3 rocks that look like they were stacked on top of each other and balanced ever so carefully.
That's a great.
Right on the shore.
It could be in line with the 3 rocks that are drawn on the map.
Could be.
Hmm.
Yeah, let's go check those out. Is there anything significant about them?
They're really well balanced, but that's about it.
I'm gonna dig underneath them.
All right, all you have to do is barely touch it and they fall over. Start digging under, but it's close enough to like the sandy shore, whereas you dig far enough, it's just like sand mush, under
Can
the
I
earth.
check the rocks?
Yeah, he rolled an investigation. He didn't see anything discernible on them, nor did he detect any magic on this island.
Can I check underneath that because they were stacked, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna check just the bottom bit.
Just the tiniest bit of each one that's smooth. Looks like they were maybe rubbed together for a while to make the perfect balance.
But I can't find anything digging.
Nope.
Peculiar that.
What about the 15 north, 4 west? 3 rock. The third one. Or like 3 squiggle that we have pointing to the island
Yeah.
of red.
Maybe we have to skip the rocks in the water.
15 times one way and 4 times the other.
I wonder if those little squiggles are something else, though.
Yeah, they don't
Yeah,
really
it
look
could
like
be
rocks.
bushes
Or explosions.
or explosions.
Boom. I
Well,
have things that can go boom.
Maybe we need to blow 3 things up at 15 degrees north, 4 degrees west.
That's it.
Sharp fine. Get the dynamite.
You nailed it. He says, "I don't have any dynamite. I don't want to set off a."
Volcano!
Oh yeah.
Why do we have a superstitious Sharmite about volcano? I like this dude though.
He's never seen one. It's
The thing
terrifying.
definitely can kill them.
That's true. That's true.
Thoughts?
I'm open to suggestion, folks.
I made a
I
suggestion.
mean, how far down did we dig in that hole that was just mush?
Well, right now he's about like
That is we could.
5 feet before it just like starts to refill in with like sandy mush because he's really near the shore. Have you ever dug on the shore before?
Yeah, this
It's
water
not gonna-
keeps coming in.
I'm surprised he got 5 feet down, honestly.
Yeah, it's
But-
like right at the edge of like the shore towards the jungle part of the island, so
We go
Can we
exploring.
go to those coordinates on the island? 15 degrees north, 4 degrees west?
sure. What are you doing? You're moving just 15 paces north?
15, let's go 15 steps.
Okay.
Sure.
All right. She leads the way 15 steps, and then was it 4?
Yeah.
4 to the
West.
right. There's 3 bushes.
3 bushes! 3rd bush!
We're going to check the 3rd bush.
Wait, which one's the 3rd bush?
We're all going to check a bush.
Not the middle one though.
Everybody
That's the
check.
bush.
All right. What are the 3 people? I love this. This is so random. I love 3 people who are getting each bush. Who are you?
I'll get a
I'm
bush.
getting a bush.
Okay.
Not the middle one.
All right. You 2 share a bush.
I'm
All right.
taking
I'll
Rob.
take the right one. The right one.
The right one.
I'm picking the middle one.
Middle one.
All right.
Okay. All right. Emrys, I'm gonna roll a d6. You're 1-2. Captain, you're 3-4, and Quartermaster, you're 5-6. Okay.
Okay.
It's a 5.
Yay!
She finds it in the bush. Then she opens up down to where the roots are in the bush, and there's a rock that's carved with a keyhole.
I found a keyhole. Who's got a key?
Captain
I got a
does.
key, so I will come over there and try my key.
Oh, that's not.
Oh, the bush opens up, and the ground just kind of caves into a spiral staircase that goes down. Oh,
This is the best.
How far down is it, and how wide is the staircase?
And remind me to inquire about the real estate agent for all this.
And the mechanics.
It goes people who don't have dark vision or can't see in the dark goes further down than you can see. But people who have dark vision, yep,
Throw a rock to here. How far it goes down?
40 feet.
Okay.
All right, I've got dark vision this time, so yeah. I'm gonna head down.
I follow the captain.
All right.
Same.
All right.
Me too.
I'm also gonna again innately cast mage armor on myself just to keep my AC up.
Perfect.
I also have one of the lanterns that I have holding to help me because I don't have dark vision.
All right. There it goes down before you can see. Down at the bottom, it goes straight down to the bottom. There's no way out of this, just straight to the bottom, almost like an actual never mind, down there. And there's like a ritual area put up with different stones in a like geometric shape, and there are carvings on the wall of Merfolk, and there's very calmly the bones. No, not the bones. The dead shards. No, not the dead shards. The alive shards of a shard mine
God.
who is
What
just
an emotional roller coaster.
well, I really shard mines aren't gonna die so easy, so he's
They
got to
don't
be
die. They're fucking immortal.
all right. He's just sitting there. He's just leaning against the wall, and he's just like,
The mermaid shard guy.
Hi, how are you?
Yeah, I'm just gonna be like, hey.
he's gonna look up, and he's going to look out at Beatrice, and he's going to look out at Gilded, and he's just going to smile at Gilded because she complimented him, and then he's just going to place his arm as he stands up around you, and he's going to say, when I arrived at the edge of the world, the mermaids helped me and gave me treasure. That's it. No, I'm just kidding. so such a stupid.
Owl
one.
eater.
For free at Long John Silver's next Tuesday.
I was able to pass time and enjoy life with the merfolk, sometimes just by chewing on crystals and gold. I had no use for the treasure. But then I met the shark folk on Shark Food Island, and they warned me of the evilness of the mermaids. I did not think the mermaids were evil until I heard of their plan. They are going to lure in sailors and pirates with Booty's Edge and watch as they drown and all die because they hate all the other living people on Silvernell. I cannot let this happen, so I have set out clues and puzzles around that will guide them to the true treasure, which they can take when they leave. The true treasure...
Oh, not the shard mine helps sailors with puzzles, helps them with puzzles. Using puzzles.
Oh.
The true treasure lies with the shark folk, deep in a watery cave on their island. If you find this note, tell the shark folk that Shartine the shard mine gives you his treasure, and they will help you as you have helped me find peace. Also, can I go with you?
Yes, please go.
Yeah, sure.
Yes.
Come on. That's cool.
Do you have any rum?
The shark folk have plenty of rum.
Oh,
It's-
good.
They don't call it rum, they call it chum.
Do we all?
Yeah, Beatrice, don't drink that.
All right, so
I mean,
he is going to help you when you get on the ship, and he's going to lead you as you start to go away from the Isle of Red towards Sharkfoot Island. You see all those lines on the map are actually like intricate walls of spikes and stuff, a maze set up so that no one can get close to their place. And he's going to guide you through the different corridors around and tell you the right turns until you get to Shark Food Island, where from the water on the shore looking back emerging are shark folk, and some on the island they've dug out tunnels, or I guess you'd call them rivers, a system on Shark Food Island where they come from, and they're all just like waiting for you to get there.
Handsome and smart. I knew it was a good decision.
This dude seems like he knows a good time.
Shartine goes down and talks to the shark folk for you guys and tell them, and you see
I'm gonna go with him because I can breathe and talk underwater.
Okay, they're out of water, but yep, you can go with him too.
I just thought it was a neat thing that I could do.
Perfect. So you basically don't need the little boat. You guys just dive into the water.
I could, yeah. I don't need the little boat. I could take a walk.
Well, you go with him, and he tells the shark folk that he is giving them the true treasure and that you are friends of his. And they tell him that the only way to get the treasure, because they have protected it for many, many years, is the shark folk all must go down and perform a ritual and get it for them.
Can the rest of us follow on the boat? If you guys want to come with on
They
the boat?
say you can take it around to a side cove, and then the water goes down into a hole in the earth. Like, it just goes down. It's still full of water. It just goes down. If you can find a way, otherwise the shark folk are all just going to go down there. But you can
I'll
meet
let
us
them
at
do
the
what they
cove.
want. I'll meet you at the cove. Anyone want to come with me to the cove?
Yeah.
Sounds good.
The co.
Like,
No.
you can go
No.
stand over there, or you can take your galleon around to that
It'd
watery
probably
hole.
be easier if there is like heavy treasure.
Yeah.
That's true.
I'll shout up. You know, Freya can take the helm, and you can take the galleon around.
I mean, okay, I have a cap of water breathing, but fine.
She's like,
You
"I
care
can
a
go."
lot about the ship. I figured you'd want to be the one to drive the ship.
I'm gonna take the ship around the island and meet you in the cove.
Okay, quartermaster's going to take over. Who's on the ship with her? Okay.
I think everybody else. I'm in the water.
You're in the water.
I'm there too.
Beatrice is in the water.
Mhm.
Okay. So you take
I
those
can
rivers
breathe
to.
underwater and have a 40 swim speed.
Okay. The shark folk are going to go to the kind of cove goes in, and there's like a beach in the cove. But it's kind of under the island. Like, it's a big wall in the island, and like it goes into a big cove in it.
Mm.
And there's like a beach, and then in the water the hole drops. So you can like you bring the galleon around, but you guys are gonna get there with the shark folk first. And they've got like over 100 of their people. And they're all just gonna start diving one at a time from the shore and going down into this hole. And Shartine is going to stay up there and look at you two and say, "Do you wish to follow?"
Yes. I mean,
Okay. Are you going down there too, Beatrice?
Yes.
You can breathe underwater, or you can just holding your breath.
Am I able, like,
You
she can
can.
hold on to me because I'm big enough that I can carry around smaller.
So the way it works in D&D is if you hold your
But I
breath
can be
underwater,
the-
it's like 1 plus your Constitution modifier is the minutes.
Is how many minutes?
You can hold your breath.
being my constitution? Yep, I can hold my breath for 2 minutes, so I don't think that'll be that long. So I guess I can just go back up to the ship for now, or wait up on the surface.
Okay. All right. They are much more adept at you, Captain. Well, you can swim underwater, but they're shark people, so you can hang on to one of them if you want to get there faster. Otherwise, they're gonna like. Okay. Cool.
Yeah, no. If they're willing, then yeah.
Yeah, they're just gonna take off down. As you come around the side, you see Shartine is waving hands, and the Shardmine are waving their hands, and they're saying, "We have found the treasure." And they all just start singing the shanty about, "Oh, the treasure we found, we'll share in town. We're so nice, there is no frown." They start singing this big song as you guys are coming around the side.
What was that song? What was the song?
Don't you dare have me repeat that.
No, please do.
But everyone on the ship, you hear, "They found the treasure. The treasure is all mine."
Oh no.
Can we look around to see where that came from?
I
You
knew
hear
it
it in kind of all directions.
In a ship and half the treasure? Somebody's trying to take it all.
Oh no.
13, do you know anything about this?
13, no. It
Oh,
seems like the
Shartine.
sound's coming from all around you.
13.
Is it coming from
Yeah.
the ship?
I'm asking
Um,
Shartine.
Oh,
He knows
Shartine,
about this.
he's on the shore. Shartino, yeah, he's like, "Huh?"
It's a voice. It's a voice.
The ship starts to rattle. And the shard mines like all look underneath them. Oh, what's going on? And a couple of them dive in that bowl-shaped thing on the top of the ship and just kind of hold on as the ship ripples. Everybody roll a dexterity saving throw.
I'm back up at the ship at this point because I did want to climb back up.
Blow that ship up.
If you jumped in the water to swim to the ship, you're like swimming out towards the galleon.
Okay.
21.
21. 17? Okay.
11.
Oh no.
11. Okay. So, we'll do this. So, you, Gilded, go flying up in the air because the whole ship literally, like a sheet was taken off a bed. And as you fly up in the air and look, you see the ship is moving and parts are breaking off and twisting. As you see, like, in between boards and stuff is this, like, fleshy material. And you watch as the entire ship unfurls as this giant mimic ship. Our friend and our... sorry, I'm trying to find your figures. Okay, so Freya rolled really well, so she grabs on to like a railing that just kind of like appears out, which is like a spine of this mimic. I'll give everybody a map so they can see here. Beatrice is out in the water. Captain's not right there. Penn, you land on a board kind of on the south side of this map down here, just like floating that broke off. And Gilded, she flies in the water and lands like right there. Oops. Sound good?
Good luck.
All right. The shard mines kind of fly out, except a couple that are still on the top of the ship right there. Large mimic eyes, and like the front adornment of the ship breaks into pieces and spreads out for teeth. All right, everybody, roll initiative, and we will go ahead and take a 5-minute bathroom break just so we can roll initiative, give everybody a bathroom. So we'll roll initiative really quick, and then you guys can go to the bathroom too. Sound fair? I'll give it 6 minutes. All right, be right back.
Oh, the work was hard and the wages low. Leave her, Johnny, leave her. I guess it's time for us to go. And it's time for us to leave her. Leave her, Johnny, leave her. Oh, leave her, Johnny, leave her. Oh, the voyage is done and the winds don't blow. And it's time for us to leave her. Oh, I thought I heard the old man say, leave her, Johnny, leave her. Oh, tomorrow you will get your pay, and it's time for us to leave her. Leave her, Johnny, leave her. Oh, leave her, Johnny, leave her. Oh, the voyage is done and the winds don't blow. And it's time for us to leave her. The winds blew foul and the seas run high. Leave her, Johnny, leave her. We shipped up green and none went by. And it's time for us to leave her. Leave her, Johnny, leave her. Oh, leave her, Johnny, leave her. Oh, the voyage is done and the winds don't blow. And it's time for us to leave her. The mate was a bucko and the old man a tug. Leave her, Johnny, leave her. And the bosun was a beggar with a middle name of work. And it's time for us to leave her. Leave her, Johnny, leave her. Oh, leave her, Johnny, leave her. Oh, the voyage is done and the winds don't blow. blow, and it's time for us to leave her. The old man swears, and the mate swears too. Leave her, Johnny, leave her. The crew all swear, and so would you. And it's time for us to leave her. Leave her, Johnny, leave her. Oh, leave her, Johnny, leave her. Oh, the voyage is done, and the winds don't blow, and it's time for us to leave her. The starboard pump is like the crew. Leave her, Johnny, leave her. It's all worn out and will not do, and it's time for us to leave her. Leave her, Johnny, leave her. Oh, leave her, Johnny, leave her. Oh, the voyage is done, and the winds don't blow, and it's time for us to leave her. The rats have gone, and we the crew. Leave her, Johnny, leave her. It's time, be damned, that we went to, and it's time for us to leave her. Leave her, Johnny, leave her. Oh, leave her, Johnny, leave her. Oh, the voyage is done, and the winds don't blow, and it's time for us to leave her. Well, I pray that we shall ne'er more see. Leave her, Johnny, leave her. A hungry ship, the likes of she, and it's time for us to leave her. Leave her, Johnny, leave her. Oh, leave her, Johnny, leave her. Oh, the voyage is done, and the winds don't blow, and it's time for us to leave her.
I once met a lass so fine, she was drunk on barley wine. I'd been to sea for months or 3, I knew I could make her mine. And the lass was past consent, so it was off with her we went. And we threw her in bed and rested her head and we left, 'cause that's what gentlemen do.
A woman has a right to a drink or two without worrying about what you will do. We say oh, but we don't say oh, 'cause ho is disrespectful,
There once was a gal from Leeds who I heard was good on her knees, so I docked my ship for an overnight trip to take care of all my needs. She was fine as tales to tell, and my mast began to swell, so I laid her down and raised her down and performed.
Hello and welcome back to the Pirate One Shot, The Adventures in Silver now. If you've used the bathroom, get yourself back in your seat, because we have a request in Twitch to do a really quick recap of what just happened. So, bunch of people, these people, signed a contract with a guy at a dock of Asmar docks. They took off in a big old ship that he gave them, said they could have the ship, so they got, trying to get the treasure at the end of the world, Coat Booty's Edge. They saw some mermaids and got a statue from her. They figured out some puzzles and got another statue and used those 2 statues to unlock a key, which unlocked a thing, got another key. They used that key in a bush, turned it, found a guy who's like, I loved a mermaid, and mermaids hate people, and they lure them to kill them, so I'm gonna make puzzles to help everybody. And you guys were like, great. And he's like, I'll go take you to the treasure. A bunch of shark people have it. And he's like, great. So he takes you through a maze to the shark people, and they're like, we'll go get it. And then the ship's like, aha, fuckers, I'm a mimic, and I was gonna kill you this whole time and take your treasure. All right, and that's where we are in battle. Everyone has rolled initiative. Let's go.
Yay!
Except the captain, who is down with the shark people.
The captain's just gone.
There's a big mimic ship right now that everyone can see on roll 20, and I have it on here.
I'm not there to fight it.
All right, Beatrice, you go first, and then it is Emrys, and then it's Freya, and then it is the mimic, and then it is Gilded. Beatrice, you are at least 50 feet from the closest part of the galleon. Swimming.
So my swim speed, is that half my speed or?
Yeah, it's difficult terrain otherwise if you don't have a swim speed.
I do not have a specific swim speed, but as a pirate background, would I?
No.
Can I
Michael's giving me a thumbs up.
It's possible to be a pirate and not want to swim. In fact, that's a funny character.
Can I cast freedom of movement on her?
It's not your turn. If it was before combat, yeah, but since combat it's like you're only 6 seconds.
Gotcha.
I guess I'm gonna start swimming towards this right here.
Okay,
I'm
another raft.
assuming, yeah, to a raft.
Sure.
Can I just dash and just use my I am a rogue, so I have my dash, and then I can do more movement
You can
for
use
my
dash as your bonus action. So yeah, you can get all the way to there and use your action to climb up. That's perfect.
Sweet.
Sweet. You're up on there. Emrys.
I am also a rogue, so I guess dash to the ship because it is only 25 feet away. Or 30. Depending on the square you click, it's 25 or 30.
Click on where you are. You are to the ship.
So right here, so
Yeah.
it's 30.
And that's your movement speed, right?
That's my bonus action
Cool.
to get on the ship. And then I guess my action is to regroup with Freya, who's on the ship.
Yeah, so you can take another 30 feet for just your movement and combine it with your action, but roll me an acrobatics check to get up on top of this ship because it is broken apart and into like a squishy body underneath it. So like
20.
the wood is actually like a bark. Sorry?
Dirty 20.
Dirty 20, perfect. Yeah, you're at the very top of right there. Be careful, there are big old eyeballs in the ground.
I step on one. On purpose.
Freya.
Well, although it is a mimic, it is mimicking the properties of wood. So I'm gonna cast Scorching Ray and hope that it doesn't like fire.
It doesn't.
That the first is a 13.
Where are you aiming
Next
this
is
thing?
a 15. And last is a nat 20, 27.
All three hit, so that is 4 damaged dice.
Nice.
Great job.
Yeah, because it's a one shot, 13 is their armor class. And I will tell you that.
Gotcha.
You hit it.
So that is 9 plus 5 plus 10.
Ooh.
So 15, 24 points of fire damage.
Wow. Yeah, it hurts. You see the wood kind of quiver like it's changing consistency as you do it because it hurts so much. All right. Is that it?
Yeah, I think so, because I don't really have many bonus actions.
The mimic is going to, where its mouth is, its eyes are going to focus down at the tabaxi in the water, Gilded, and is going to start sucking water up in its mouth, creating this whirlpool in a cone as it angles it towards you. And you need to roll a strength saving throw as the water is pulling you towards its mouth.
Oh, all right. And we got a 14.
All right, so as you start swimming in the opposite direction, it completely pulls you in as you thought you had it and starts sucking into its mouth before it all goes dark, and you feel the spiky darkness of inside of its wooden fake mouth. So, at the beginning of your next turn, you will take some piercing damage. And then you can have your turn, and you can still do attacks and stuff swallowed.
Which is now, right?
Yeah, so it is now your turn. So first, I got to roll the damage. Sorry, 1 second. That was one of them. I have all these dice I can do.
Figaro's trying to roll my dice.
You're going to take 18 points of piercing damage.
Ooh.
Hey, kitty.
Ouch.
18 points.
That's a lot of points.
Mhm.
And it is your turn. And yeah, you can roll an attack, or do whatever you want inside the mouth.
Well, very sad to be in here, badly hurt, but the show must go on, and I want to go ahead and do performance.
Okay. All right. Roll me a performance check. What performance are you giving?
All right, I'm going to give a performance, hopefully something that is going to calm down this beast enough. Maybe give him a little yawn so I can get the hell out of here.
Make it good.
All right, come on. You got 23.
Ooh, 23 is really good. You guys can hear it echo out of the front and back of the mimic. And far off in the water, you hear a boom, and just like the wave slightly moving towards you before it calms. But other than that, nothing happens.
I think that's it for me.
Okay. You did feel a ripple coming out from C.
I don't know. Can I perform again?
No, that would be another action. All right, Beatrice. On that.
All right.
Moving
I guess
forward.
now that I'm standing on this raft. I'm gonna jump off and head towards the ship.
All right. You've got your movement and your bonus action, and if you can use your action to climb up it if you'd like.
Okay, that's what I'll do.
Okay. Roll me a acrobatics check.
Ooh. $27.
Yeah, you're right up on top. All right, Emrys.
So I'm going to use my bonus action of a dash to this big eye right here.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm going to take my short sword and just stab it down in the eye.
Yeah, roll your attack.
And with expertise, a proficiency bonus is doubled for any ability check. Does that count?
That would be no. That's an ability check. It would be like if you rolled a nature or something like that.
So that is 25.
That's an attack. Yeah. Roll your damage as you stab us into this big monster's eye. That is your ship.
So 1d6 plus 4 piercing. 8.
8. All right. Yep. Any bonus action?
My bonus action was to dash over here, so I guess
You don't need to
move
dash. You can
back
use your
a little
movement.
bit.
Okay.
Okay. And then bonus action dash back. Yeah. So just back for stab. Go back.
If you don't use all your movement before you do something, you can use the rest of your movement after. Like, you don't have to go 15 and say, well, that was my movement. You have 30 feet, so you could run in 15.
Yeah. I'm going to move closer into the ship, though, just so I have a little bit more stability away from the edge.
Heck yeah, you see Freya, who has just shot some fire. Now she's ready to go again.
Yeah.
Don't
hit me, please.
What is the height difference? How is the ship bent between me and my other crewmates right now?
They wouldn't be perfectly level with you, but they'd be within like 5 feet up or down because the floorboards and everything are crooked.
Okay. I'm gonna move.
At the end of this turn, the shark folk will have gotten to the bottom at the treasure with the captain.
Man, all this commotion, they didn't even see what's what.
Yeah, they're gonna come up and be like, we got it! Fuck! You're doing what again?
Oh, did something freeze?
Oh, I think Meg's looking for something to do. or did she freeze?
I think she did freeze.
I thought I saw her arm move. Oh
Yeah.
no.
Pretty,
Michael's frozen
like-
too.
I think they're both frozen.
They're both frozen. Look at them.
Oh no. They're both looking in the same direction.
Oh
too.
no, they look frozen in time.
The curse
Uh-oh.
direct.
Oh, their power went out.
Is that what they said?
No.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we'll give them their turn when they come back. It's the Mimic's turn. The Mimic is going to swing from the bottom. Its anchor up from the bottom towards the one who just stabbed its eye. It's going to, as it flies up from the bottom with its giant chains, it's got moss all over it. Emrys ducks out of the way close to the boards of the Mimic as it flies above her head, kind of slightly to the right of her, chomps into the ground right here. I will show everybody right there. But it misses you. It is Kitkat's turn. Kitkat, you are going to take 19 points of piercing damage, and it is your turn.
Alright. You know what? We're gonna give another college try. We are gonna go ahead and try another performance.
Roll it again.
Alright, baby, let's go. We got 25.
Oh, this is even louder and more beautiful. Everyone on the ship, you just see like something out of the corner of your eyes. You look out towards the ocean. You definitely feel a ripple of the water before, but way out in the ocean, in the puzzle or in the maze of wooden spikes that you came through, you just see some far in just kind of shatter upwards as the water ripples towards you. Beatrice's turn.
Since I'm so close to that very large eye, I'm gonna take my short sword out.
Mm-hmm.
Stab the eye.
Okay, roll your attack.
I think I'm gonna die.
22.
22 hits. Definitely roll your damage.
My short sword is 1d6 plus 4. That is 10 points of piercing damage.
Ooh, very nice.
Great shot.
Great shot.
Or, yes, great stab.
All right, about that. Are you done?
Bonus
By the way?
action takes a swig of rum.
Nice. About that time, the shark folk have come up, and you see they bring the captain with them, and they have brought the treasure, which is this very large, like different multicolored, yellow and pink, what almost looks like big crustacean that's got gems and stuff all grown in it. Like this whole crustacean grew around these big gems and gold pieces and emeralds and rubies. And the bottom is very smooth. Like if you put it down, it would just like rock and tilt over in any direction. Like a spheric round bottom.
Pretty.
It is Zevi's, Emrys' turn.
Is there rum in
Okay.
it?
You can't see it yet from there.
So how's this big eye looking? This eye right here. How's it looking visually?
It looks like gushing fluid. Its eyes closed because gushing fluid.
Okay, so I'm gonna take a stab at this eye. Literally. Just do the same thing again.
All right.
Yeah.
Blind it. Roll your attack.
Okay.
Hey!
Whoa.
Ah!
Literally hit.
Okay, that is a 21.
Oh, that hits. And after you go, Megal, you can go twice.
Whoa.
That's a
Okay.
5 for damage.
We don't actually have power.
You don't have power?
No. But I can tell you what I was gonna do. Except I don't remember the name of the spell. We just wanted to hop on and make sure you saw that we didn't disappear on purpose.
Go back,
Yeah,
I
we
cannot
saw your
do
power
that.
went out. All right, so how much damage did you do, Emrys?
We just lost Zevi. Oh, there she is.
I'm not here, Meg.
This is playing one shot in a storm. All right, Zevi, how much
It's
damage
fitting
did
for
you
a
do?
pirate one.
Yeah. How much damage did you do? No, she now can't hear me, can she?
Zevi, can you hear Scott?
I can hear Scott now. I couldn't hear
Okay.
Meg
Oh,
before.
what was the damage on the dice you did on the attack?
It was a 5.
5 damage. All right. All right. So now Freya, take 2 turns if you can hear us.
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, can Scott, can you pull up my character sheet?
Yes, I can. All right.
Tweet.
What area are you looking at? Physical, magical? Wow.
Magical.
Magical.
Yes.
You've got Shatter, Scorching Ray, Thunderwave, Booming Blade.
Yes. So, Thunder Wave.
Cool. So that means they gotta
I
roll
was gonna move.
Constitution
Oh.
saving throw.
Yeah. I wanted to move far away enough from any other crew members that they wouldn't be affected, because it's like a 15-foot cube, I think.
Okay, so yeah, you gotta move back towards where the anchor thing is.
Uh-huh.
Towards, yep, as you do it, it saves its saving throw though. So it takes thunder. It just kind of, its body ripples out a little bit and kind of firms up as you kind of drop like 2 inches, but you don't fall or anything.
I'll be right back. I can't hear Meg again.
Okay. And your second move, Freya.
Well, we're gonna bring out some Scorching Ray again, because that worked before.
All right.
We're good now. We're good. I can hear
They
Meg.
passed that one too, unfortunately, as it seems to buckle around you.
That's not a pass-fail. That's a I shoot 3 times.
Oh, gotcha.
It's an attack.
You said Scorching Ray, and I heard Thunderwave.
No, I said Scorching Ray.
You did. A +7 and a 2d6 fire damage.
2d6.
You should roll a d20 to hit.
Oh, okay.
3 range.
Yes, I know the spell, Michael. I'm just bringing my dice in the light where I can see them.
All right. What are you rolling?
So that's, the first one is a dirty 20.
Okay. Yep, that definitely hits. So roll the 2d6 damage.
2d6 of damage is 7 points.
All right, 7 points. You want to use any movement or bonus action?
Well, there's 3 attacks in Scorching Ray.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so the second attack is a 24
Nice.
for 7 points of damage.
All right.
And the last one is not as good. It's a 13.
No, that's a miss. Unless it does half damage.
I don't remember. I can't look at it.
All right, cool. Mimic's turn. Is going to. All right, so can you hear me, Emrys?
Yes.
All right, so that anchor that went past you and landed is now going to pull towards you. So you're gonna have to roll a.
Sorry.
A dexterity saving throw.
Okay. Okay. 24.
So yeah, you duck down as it went past you, and as it drags and rips at its own skin, you flip backwards and land behind it, so you don't get drugged into the water. Splash.
Superhero pose.
Inside. Gilded Claws is going to take 20 points of piercing damage, and now it is your turn.
Oof. Alrighty. We're gonna take the chance here. And
What's your HP at? Because I'm clocking you in right now at -7.
Oh God, you right. Yeah, I think I'm dead.
All right, it's a death saving throw.
All right, real quick. How do you do a death saving throw?
Just roll a straight D20, and if it's above 10, it's a save, and if it's 1 to 10, it's a fail.
All right. Come on, don't fail me now. This app is garbage. All right. It's an 18.
All right, that's one save. All right, if you get 3 saves before you get 3 fails, you're stabilized in the body, though you will keep taking damage if you're in there. So, all right, Beatrice. And after Beatrice, the captain can have a turn, if he can hear me.
Okay, I'm gonna run to one of the cannons.
Okay.
Let me see. We're in the ship map.
They are extended out like arms.
Okay, I'm gonna run down to one of the cannons under here.
Oh, okay.
And I'm going to I'm gonna assume they're loaded because we've been keeping them loaded this whole journey.
Yep. All right. So you're using the dash action as a bonus action and just kind of jumping over that like 5-foot ravine.
And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take one of the cannons. I'm gonna point towards the belly of the ship.
Okay. Yeah. Roll the cannon attack.
Nat 20.
Nat 20. Roll the damage.
Critical hit. Critical hit. How much damage for a cannonball again?
It was 3d6 bludgeoning. So you roll 6d6.
So do I get double?
Oh, this is a good one.
$28 points of bludgeoning.
Very nice. A huge chunk into its ribs as it goes inside, almost hitting a passed out Gilded Claws.
And now there's a way to get to her?
Yes. All right, but it is Zevi's turn, or sorry, Emrys.
How close is Gilded Claws to where I am?
You don't know. All from where you were back on that float when she first got sucked into the mouth, you just saw her go under the ship.
Okay. Which eyes are still viable?
You have...
I know I've hit this big one, and
got
I
this
know
one,
I've
and
hit
you've got that
one.
one. So, actually, before
And,
you take your turn, as you think about it, I forgot. Michael, can you hear... Michael's not there. No. All right. All right.
And I do remember that Beatrice has also gotten this big eye, too.
Yes. That eye is good, too.
So I guess move over here and go for these eyes.
All right, roll your attack.
That is, oh god, math. 22.
22. Yeah, roll that damage.
6.
All right, 6 it is. All right, it is the Mimic's turn. They are going to swing that anchor towards Beatrice on the cannon. That is a hit.
I'm going to use my Uncanny Dodge, my reaction to half damage.
Okay. You're going to take, which is halved, 6. You're going to take 6. That's the halved. Bludgeoning. And roll a dexterity saving throw.
$19.
Okay, yeah. It hits you and kind of it hits your shoulder, knocks your bottle out of your hand, flies off to the other side of the ship, past the ship in the water. But you're able to hold onto the cannon as the anchor knocks your shoulder, spins you around, and lands in the ship. And it is
Now
Gilded
she's
Claw's
left.
turn. She'll take damage, which will automatically give her 1 fail. And now roll a straight d20 and let me know what you get.
All right.
No.
She's
It's a 20. Not 20.
Nat 20, that's 2 successes. You are conscious. So
You're stable.
you have, yeah, you are stable. So you're just sitting there until like somebody can like come help you. Basically, you're not gonna die.
So, quick question. Is Beatrice in the middle of the ship or on top? Because you said Beatrice got hit.
Am I still
Beatrice,
on one of the arms?
she's on one of the arms of the cannon.
Right,
Okay, just want to double check.
Yeah,
I thought
you
I
can
was
see her
hit
from
off
where
too.
you
I was
are.
confused for a second.
But she didn't get knocked off because she grabbed onto the cannon.
Her bottle got knocked off.
Yeah. All right, it is Beatrice's turn.
I'm livid. My rum is gone.
Why is all the rum gone?
I'm gonna jump over to this other cannon here.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna
Shoot the belly
blow
again.
up this motherfucking ship.
Yeah, roll it, sweetheart. Beatrice, yes.
14.
That's a hit.
Okay. 9 points of bludgeoning.
Ooh, it rattles the whole ship right in front of Emrys. It just kind of ripples up, and that eye just explodes right in front of her face, and she gets mimic eye guts all over her face as it's dripping off of her lip and her ear. And it is her turn.
It's another one bites the dust. Another eye gone. How many eyes are left?
One right in front of you.
Stab it. Let's stab that thing.
All right, roll your attack. Don't miss as the ship is shaking.
That's what it is. And it's oh god, math. I rolled an 11 plus 7. That's 18.
Eight.
Math. It's 18. 11 plus 7.
Yeah, that hits. Roll the damage.
Math is hard at 10 o'clock at night.
Indeed.
Extra round.
7.
7 points of damage.
All right, as you hit it and it starts squealing, it rears back like a horse where you've popped in the face. Freya goes flying off the back of the ship and kind of knocks you, but you kind of hold on as it turns around and starts to go towards the other direction. But as it goes towards the other direction, the last part of that wooden spike maze that the sharks put up for this burst, and the multicolored sea serpent comes in response to the song and bashes it up into the air.
Oh my god!
As you and Beatrice hang on, and it can't see, so it just gets knocked and thrashed. So now Beatrice and Emrys roll a dexterity saving throw.
Oh my god.
My baby boy's back.
21.
21 and 19, both of you hang on for dear life. It kind of knocks the ship back more towards in the cove area. And Gilded Claws, it's still spiky in there. You're going to take a lot of damage, which takes you back to 0. So I'll let you go ahead and roll your first saving throw now. So you're back on saving throws.
All right, let's go.
You were
All right.
stabilized, but it just got you again.
Saving throws. All right, let's go ahead here.
This is a tragedy.
Which saving throw is it? Dexterity or?
It's sorry, not a saving throw. It's a death saving throw, so it's just a D20. 1 through 10,
Okay.
11 through 20.
Gotcha. Okay, so let's go ahead and pull that back up. 17.
That's a save. Dun 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 dun. Beatrice, hanging on from the ship. The whole ship is like the Titanic right now. It's like more than a 45-degree angle.
I'm going to use my bonus action to dash. and
Okay.
I think I can run all the way over to the other cannon on this side.
All right. Running across the slanted ship. Roll me an acrobatics check as you're like swinging from a mast and jumping over cracks and kind of rolling and tucking.
Yeah, just enough. Lucky for me, I have plus 10, so that's the 29.
29 in a robot voice. Yes. Jump across the ship in the American Ninja Warrior style all the way to the other side. You have an action.
And then I'm going to blast another cannon into the belly of the ship.
Roll a damage.
23.
All right, 23 it is. That is yeah, roll your damage.
13 points of damage.
13 it is. Blast. Emrys.
Can I see Gilded Claws anywhere?
No.
Okay. I guess. Oh, I have an action. Let's see how far. Okay, I'm gonna join Beatrice on this cannon arm right here.
Okay.
With my dash and action, my bonus action, stuff like that.
Sure.
Join.
Let me move you over there. Kaboom.
Sure. Yeah.
All right, you join her on the arm, and you have an action.
I guess.
It is
Can
it's unloaded, so you can use an action to load it. The only
Yeah,
one's
I'll
still
load
loaded. Okay, so
The action, I'm gonna load it.
you load it up for her. I love it. It is the Mimic's turn. He is going to turn around and kind of fight with this large sea serpent It's like a big tentacle out of the water versus a ship. So both of you roll a dexterity saving throw. The two rogues. You should be fine.
15.
Yep.
God. 16.
Yeah, you're both good. You hold on. Gilded Claws takes damage, which is a fail. So now just roll a straight D20 for a saving throw. You're 1 for 1.
Come on, baby.
You can do it. I believe in you.
15.
Oh, that's a success. Very nice. All right.
Awesome.
Beatrice.
Do I have visual on Gilded Claws? Like, can I see her from where I'm standing?
Because
No.
you have blown holes in the belly of the ship.
I guess
True,
you-
like
yeah, but that one didn't blast. The very first one did. It was like a blast just from the way it was angled.
If only I could sing out to my boy.
For all you know, she's inside the ship and you're shooting at her.
I know, I'm concerned.
All right, your cannon is loaded.
All right, I'm going to do it again. I'm just going to do it.
All right, roll it.
Whew. Nat 20!
Oh, double damage!
Ooh.
Let's do it.
Ooh. 23 points of bludgeoning.
Holy cow. All right, yeah, huge blast a hole in it. And
Did I miss Gilded Claws?
I will say you do see her, but it's only because you shot where she was, so she's actually going to take some damage, which is going to give her a second fail. So she's 2 for 2. It is Emrys' turn with a hole blasted. You can see her. She's 2 for 2. But it is spiky nastiness inside the mimic.
Oh, jeez, that's 70 feet.
Can we lasso her?
I do have rope on me. And
you can
I can shoot a rope attached with the short bow I have. I have a short bow we can shoot a rope towards.
It would
her
be
if
at disadvantage.
because we're so far away. And
Well, that and rope is really heavy on a.
Well, it's also
On an
hempen
arrow.
rope, which is lighter.
it's hempen rope.
That's true. That's true. Oh yeah, you can do it at disadvantage. But I'll say you can use a bonus action to tie it really quickly, and then shoot full Hawkeye.
Okay, yeah. I'm going to shoot an arrow with the rope. Close, but hopefully not hitting.
All right, disadvantage.
Yeah.
Danny boy, the pipes are calling.
That is 13.
Yeah, it goes in right above her face and sticks into a wooden, like right before her face. All right, so you've got your
And then-
movement left.
And so that was my action, bonus action. Movement, I guess move closer to Gilded Claws in case of help. So just jump over to right here.
Okay.
To about right here, this area.
Okay, cool. It is the Mimic's turn. He is still fighting with the serpent, but tries to go for something and fails and gets shoved back towards the coast. All three of you roll a dexterity saving throw, and a person prone and dead, who's rolling saving throws, fails a dexterity saving throw automatically. Gilded Claws is dead.
No.
Unless someone can resurrect her.
Alright,
She
so
fails.
Gilded rolled a 21 in her saving throw for dexterity.
And that would be great, but you can't roll a dex. You automatically fail a dex saving throw if you're downed.
Yeah.
It's like the idea of like telling a dead body, "Oh, roll out of the way really quick." It's just not gonna
I
happen.
rolled a 17.
17, you stay on. Beatrice.
Oh, dirty 20.
Dirty, you guys move on perfectly. As the ship goes right towards the coast, the shark folk dive into the water. The captain dives into the water as it skirts right over top of the hole, trapping them all inside. It is Beatrice's turn. The only thing that is it knocked the big treasure out of their hand onto the shore as the boat covers it up.
Okay, so is the hole that Gilded Claws is in, is it like the mouth in the front? Is there any way we can see her from the above, or just the sides and the front of the ship?
You can see her from where you are, the sides, not the top. And actually, there's a rope. Well, I guess there's a rope on the inside, but Emrys is holding the other side of the rope. She didn't designate she tied it off anywhere.
That's true.
So if I swung down to Gilded Claws on the rope, would that be
No, because she's in the ship. So first of all, you'd had to jump to grab the rope from Emrys, and then as you swing, like it's through a hole, so it would just catch on the hole and you'd swing.
The, things you used to do as a kid, like you just slide down, like zip line.
Yeah,
like
but it's
line,
not it's not tied off. She's got it in her hands, and she jumped on top of the ship, so it's not tied off.
Yeah.
You could jump and try to loop around it and slide down, and it would catch just in time for you to slide in there, but she's going to have to roll one heck of a strength saving throw. Do you want to do that?
I can do that.
What's your strength modifier?
3.
Let's do it.
53% chance. Okay, here we go.
I rolled a 16.
Oh, yeah, so what do you have, like your bow?
So it was an arrow, and I'm holding on
No,
to
Beatrice. What are you looping around it with?
My bow.
Okay, yeah, you jump up, swing that bow around, and catch it in the air as she puts her feet against the edge of the ship and holds on as it goes really tight, and you slide down through shards inside the ship right to the body of Gilded Claws. So I will say that also use your bonus action to swing that. So you have an action. So you are now in the belly, and she's actually probably like there. She's probably not that. Oops. She's right there.
So she's like dead. Can I stabilize her in any way, shape, or form?
No, she's dead.
I don't have it magic. Where's Meg?
Neither of us have magic.
I'm a rogue. I don't have magic.
Oh no.
Where's the phoenix down when you need one?
We're both rogues.
Right now, she's red X'd.
Wait. I have. Okay, 1 second. Okay, Gilded Claws. I got a quick question. Do you have any healing magic on you?
So I would say that's okay, but you can't. It's your turn is literally like 6 seconds in motion. So
but
to
I'm a phantom. I'm a phantom rogue, so I have Whispers of the Dead.
Okay, all right. Is it Beatrice? You're done with your turn then.
Whispers of the Dead, echoes of those who have died begin to cling to you. Whatever you finish, short, long rest, I guess. And one still as a ghostly presence shares its knowledge with you, but I haven't rested.
Okay, so Beatrice just finished. She's not doing anything, I guess. So now you can use that, Emrys, on your turn.
Does Gilded Claws have any medical magic type thing?
I know cure wounds.
Would cure wounds do anything?
No, she'd be like, you'd have to use it while she was like dying. She was like dying. That's what death saving throws are like.
Something like this or true resurrection, I think, in order to do any kind of healing, like to someone who's already dead.
Yeah, don't have any resurrection. Let's see, how far away is the? I don't want to move. No, we don't move.
So, give me a quick pause, really quick.
Okay.
Scotty, I know you hate timing out on a one shot, but since we did lose our only magic casters,
no, you have to finish this right now. Right now. Finish this right now.
Okay, quick question.
Be clever.
Is the ship still steerable, and where is the steering wheel?
The steering wheel has like broken apart and is like part of the body.
Okay.
Any mechanism underneath that moved flaps, that's all geometrically impossible right now.
Okay. So how far away
I will let both of you, for a free hint, roll an insight check. Other than that, you're on your own.
Right now?
Yes, right now, both of you. Get the
14.
Nope.
13.
Nope. All right, what do you want to do, Emrys? You have 10 seconds before I make
Can
Mimic's
I
turn.
dash, jump? Can I jump to this? Shoot it?
Jump to
Or would
what?
that-
Sorry, I was zoomed in. Jump where? Where do you want to jump?
She accidentally.
We just lost her.
We just lost her too? Oh, there she is. Oh, she left on purpose.
I accidentally exited all the tabs. Right here. Could I jump to there? Because
You wouldn't be able to jump that far. You could jump from that first platform and then jump to that second one. But because I would use your dash and your movement instead of making roll an action to try to jump all that.
I'll do that. Can I do that?
Because it's just like not possible for you to jump 25 feet. If you ever like tried to jump, even if you're proficient at jumping, that's so far.
My dash and my movement, I'll do that.
Okay, yeah, you jump all the way to that.
And then shoot the cannon into the belly.
Yep, roll the attack. Now you are not a master gunner, so it is not that plus for you. It would just be a regular D20 plus. What's your dex modifier?
My dex modifier.
It's gonna be ridiculous.
It's 4.
Sure, add that 4. I forgot she's like a strong road too.
Oh God! Stop rolling off.
It's so funny how you guys could both do all like positions.
21.
21, yeah. Roll damage.
Okay, what's the damage?
3d6.
Yep.
Cool, thanks. 3, 4, 5. So 12.
Yeah. Holy cow! It starts shaking almost on its last breath. It is his turn. The mimic, he is going to kind of go back even further until he's all the way at the shore. So he's now covering the hole that goes down in the water and all the way to the shore as the serpent has followed him after. And he's going to turn for one big bite on the serpent. Roll a dexterity saving throw, both of you. As he kind of ups above the hole.
15.
Okay, yeah, it kind of falls back down. You guys are secure. The whole ship is kind of like crushing around you, Beatrice. But you're fine. All right, it is Beatrice's turn.
I'm gonna grab Gilded claws and I'm gonna jump out of the hole up onto the top of the ship.
All right, roll an
onto the
athletics check.
Athletics.
Yeah, because you're picking up her body.
17.
Oh yeah, you're able to pull her out and kind of get out to the edge of the ship, but you couldn't use an action to like pull her up the ship. That would be another like attempt to get her up there. So you're like at the side and you've got her body, but you can like call out and stuff.
Woo!
All right, Emrys' turn.
Okay, so I guess my action would be none of these cannons are reloaded, so I have to reload the cannon.
As an action, yeah.
Yeah, and then there's no really other thing I can do. Can't really move, can't really do anything, so I'm just there with the reloaded cannon.
Okay, that's all you're gonna do?
That's all I think I can do right now.
All right, both of you dexterity saving throws. You're probably gonna pass, but just in case, the ship is biting at the serpent.
22.
That is another 15.
The serpent, it kind of goes towards the serpent, but gets swiped until it flips as you guys hang on, as you feel the life leaving this ship, but it's just hanging on. Beatrice.
I'm gonna take because I have 2 short swords. I'm gonna take a short sword in each hand, and I'm just gonna stab into the deck of the ship. Well, no, I'm still hanging off the side of the ship with. Nope.
Yeah, you're like at the hole, like looking over the side with her body.
Right. I'm gonna use this action to pull her up onto the deck of the ship, and
All
we're
right.
both gonna get up.
Roll an athletics check.
13.
So you're able to like get her up where she's like hands like you're holding on and she's hanging over the edge, but you don't have her fully up there. You've got to like keep holding her, otherwise she's gonna fall off. But you've got her up there because of the way it's angled and stuff. Emrys,
Gonna take that reloaded cannon, take a shot.
make it count. This could be it.
Take the shot.
Falling off the table.
Yeah.
That is 17.
All right. It shoots past them. Beatrice hears the ringing in her ears as the explosion goes off beside her, as the whole ship, just the whole breath goes out of it as it sort of like deflates, and all the wooden parts and stuff all stop transforming from wood and turn into like the gooey, slimy body of a mimic. And so until you're all falling in the water above this large hole, the shark folk are kind of trapped underneath, and it's all just this nasty mimic. As like the front of it, that rounded thing at the top on the deck, remember that? Just kind of like falls off of the head with like its magical power and just floats in the water like a raft. Combat is over.
I guess I'm gonna swim over to the raft thing with Gilded and pull us both up into it.
Okay. Pull her body up there. Yep.
Same, I guess. Start heading towards the raft thing.
All right.
Is the hole in the ground, there's something blocking it, you said?
The whole
ship that
mimic.
was blocking it.
So now
Mimic
it
was
doesn't look
blocking
like a ship at all anymore. Now it just looks like a big slimy
Right.
monster that's the
Now it's
size
just
of the
goo.
ship. Now it's just Boo, yeah.
Is my boy okay?
You sit there in that raft about 15 feet from the shore under the rocks of this big cavern that's notched into the side of this mountain on this island, with dead Gilded Claws with you.
How's the shard mines?
The shard mine look like they have been shattered.
Oh,
They did
no.
not make it.
Except for Shartine, because
Shartine-
that dude was on the
Shartine
beach.
is hiding behind the Booty's Edge treasure on the shore that's still shining with all the gems, but it's like tilted with its rounded bottom, and he's like behind it.
So basically now all we gotta do is figure out how to get home and get back to all my rum.
Yeah.
Shartine hears you guys and is like
And we gotta
following you
figure out
down.
how to save the claws.
And he tells
Yeah.
you that everybody's trapped under the thing. Everyone's trapped in the hole.
Okay, I guess
We
we
make
try
something
to
go boom.
clear out. I mean, it's goo.
Well, it's a physical form. It's just really slimy.
Okay, we can.
And it's the size of like a
Tie a rope.
3-story building.
We can't tie a rope. Oh, can we cut into it?
Sure.
Okay,
But
we have
if you're
short
looking to
lips.
like cut through it and stuff, it's going to take you a long time. To like,
Yeah.
Well, is like a mimic the same sort of organism as a slug? Because if it's in the salt water, it should be like shriveling.
no, it's not like a slug.
Dang it.
Is it okay? Can I? How deep is the hole compared to the top of the water?
Oh, it's like maybe 6 feet under the top of the water.
Okay,
So
Can
that
I,
it's
like,
submerged
walk-
6 feet.
can I like dive down to see if there's any way you could push it underwater?
No, so if here's the hole, the mimic is like that.
Okay.
And that all is 6 feet under the water. And so he's like this big, massive form sticking out of the water, blocking this hole.
Beatrice, any ideas?
Shartine
Do
says,
I see any?
should take the treasure and we can row to safety. We have to get out of here. I can't be here one more day.
We still have the rest of our crew. And the inhabitants of this island.
They said, but if the
Are there any
merfolk...
barrels of
No.
gunpowder floating in the water?
Is there any what?
Are there any barrels of gunpowder floating around in the water?
There's not. There's no part of a ship except for that thing that you guys are using as a raft right now. That is that rounded dome, like bowl thing that has a flat bottom that's like a raft right now. That was somehow attached
Can
to
I
ship.
start like? Is it like pure rock that's underneath the mimic, or can I like dig in the sand around it?
Pure rock.
This is really tricky.
Yeah. Can we see if any part of the mimic is actually on the beach?
It's not.
Because I know you said, okay, it's not. It's
Yeah.
all in the water.
Yeah.
Okay.
Shartine starts pulling the raft like, because it's only 6 feet of the water, so he's standing there. He's got like his hands up because he can breathe underwater, and he's just kind of like pulling it to shore. The treasure.
So, we're still all on this raft, and we're
With a dead body and Chartine and a treasure, with a whole bunch of shark people. I cannot remember their name.
Just shark people
and
trapped.
and our captain underneath them.
And you don't see Freya anywhere.
Freya's gone in the wind.
Gilded
I'm just
is
gonna
dead.
Take the short sword and I'm gonna start stabbing at this mimic, and I'm just gonna try and like with brute force, just to.
I help with the brute force.
I'm just gonna start stabbing it.
Okay,
Brute force.
that's where we're gonna end our story. You guys.
Oh, okay.
It's gonna take. You're going through Godzilla to get to like the bottom of the city. Like, you're not gonna be able to do this in an hour.
Just start slicing.
Yeah, sure. Okay, do you want to? All right, so you guys just jump off. You're gonna see Chartine's just gonna take the boat and put the treasure in the boat in the rounded thing. He's gonna get it into the sand and kind of like try to shove it, but it actually fits perfectly. The round, rocky bottom of the treasure fits perfect in the round bowl of it, and it starts to light up. And while it does, he's like, something's happening! The whole mimic starts to shape and turn back into a ship, and now it's just floating broken ship pieces that you can easily get around, and the shark folk are able to swim up through the broken ship pieces. The captain comes up, and they ask you what happened.
The boat's dead. Freya's dead. No, Freya's missing.
Freya's missing.
Gilded Claws is dead. That's where we are.
The shark folk tell you a fable called Silvernell's Edge, about if you go to the edge where the Silvernell land starts for the humanoids that they all don't trust, far off there is an evil man, and who sends monsters with people over here to steal their treasure. So they have helped design their treasure and magically change their treasure to turn monsters into things, and in this case turn this monster back into the thing it pretended to be for so long. So now it is a real ship that is in pieces.
Can we see any of like the boats, like the lifeboats that we use
Shattered.
to go to the island?
Everything's board by board shattered.
Let's just collect some boards to build a raft later, maybe.
The shark folk tell you they will help you build back your boat if you want. They kind of worship you two as heroes. You destroyed a fabled monster. You destroyed their Godzilla.
Beatrice.
And they're happy to give you the treasure with Chartine. So over the time at the end of Booty's Edge, our heroes were reconnected with their captain and Freya eventually. But since it is customary that the captain and the quartermaster of their ship is gone, they are no longer the captain and quartermaster. The new captain of the new shark folk magical ship. One of you two who wants it, and the other's the quartermaster.
Navigation tools.
Captain!
I drink too much.
And the drinking quartermaster and the shark folk use the same magic that they used with the treasure to help bring back to life Gilded Claws.
Yay!
They tell her the story as the captain and Freya. Congratulations. A carpenter now. She leads the build.
Yes.
They rebuild the ship and return with the treasure and their crew and put the man who gave them the contract behind bars if they could find him. But he has mysteriously disappeared. And the kingdom doesn't even know who he is. They have no record of him. They have no idea who you're talking about.
There's no war bossing say.
Bum, bum, bum. Krumer said, now you are Gilded Claws the White.
Yes.
Yes.
So as you ride back on your makeshift ship with Chartine at the front of the treasure, Captain Emrys Penn, Quartermaster Beatrice Lee, and their carpenter Gilded Claws.
The white.
I want you to go first, Beatrice, second, Emrys, and third, Gilded, describe what your favorite part of this new ship is. Start with you, Beatrice, the captain.
I'm the captain.
Oh, no. Sorry, you're the quartermaster. Emrys, the captain.
I think my favorite would have to be the scale of this, the ability to scale the sails so I can see at the top in the crow's nest.
Cool. It's like stuff in the sails you can climb.
Yeah.
Cool.
A little parkour course.
Beautiful. All right. Quartermaster.
A keg. A bottle of
And they give you lots of chum, the shark folk do. And it's
Yeah.
real. And gilded claws.
Well, first of all, on my life, but it's the cargo we now carry with us, our friends and new companions.
As she sings her song, brought into the shores of Asmar Docks by multicolored sea serpents that return back home once they are back safe. And that is the end of Booty's Edge.
and the most bizarre one shot I've ever played in my entire life.
I love that though.
It's awesome.
Well, thank you guys for playing. I hope you've had fun. What a hell of a
Welcome to Silvernell, you guys.
hell of a technical difficulties tonight, but we got through. I want to thank you guys. I want to thank everybody on Twitch, Facebook, YouTube for watching this. We hope you had a good time. We hope you come back. See us on Wednesdays. We have a new campaign starting very shortly, so stay tuned for more details. We will see everybody. Good night. Good night, everybody.
See ya.